I
of
set
an.
it up to where we should be going live on several different platforms. I think Twitch and YouTube at the same time. We'll need a pro account for Twitter. It looks like I'm being informed. Let's see if we can get rid of that and switch it out for Instagram Live.
Sounds good. Boom, 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 boom.
We'll do that one next time. Boom, 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 boom.
That's not the song I was doing.
Sure it is.
Not even a little bit.
Hold on. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum,
Not even a little bit.
Oh,
To the show.
Chacaron, chacaron, macaron, chacaron, It's late.
All right.
It's late week. It's been a long week.
Uh-huh.
Some of us unwind through the beauty of music.
Chigaron, 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 chigaron. That was one of the most ridiculous songs I've ever heard in my entire life. But I don't think any one song has ever made such an impression on me either.
That's it? That's the singular most influential song?
Impressionable, yeah. Not influential. Like Ball of Confusion's up there, but like, yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
Ball
yeah.
of Confusion by who?
By the Temptations. You've never heard this song?
Ball of Confusion by the
sickest
Temptations. We
bass
can't
lines
play
you'll-
that.
No, yeah, don't play that on the thing, but like, it's one of the sickest bass lines you'll ever hear in your entire life.
Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now I know.
Run, 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 but you sure can't hide. Yeah. Hey, we got a viewer. Welcome, viewer. Unless it's Troy, you're frozen.
Hey there.
You're frozen.
No.
Well, you're back now.
How about now?
Yeah, you're back now.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Should we get into some football finally?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Sweet.
Not too dark.
Pulling up DraftKings. I think we're gonna do a couple of main tournament drafts. It's for $3 million up top. We've drafted a few teams so far. What would you call our style so far?
So just kind of going over the last two rosters that we drafted. I don't want to call it safe because we do go for a lot of home runs and a lot of untested and a lot of unproven. I would say exciting, actually, because we kind of go after some names that some people probably wouldn't have on their radar. And then we go after some names that probably everybody's looking at statistically. For instance, probably a lot of people are looking at Dak to have a pretty good regular season to, perform fantasy-wise. Same with Gibbs. Same with Devontae Smith. Same with DJ Moore. I don't mean to put DJ Moore in the same class as the higher end. I just say as far as consistent producers, he's definitely on that list. But on our other on our other team, we did try to go for some home runs here with Chase. I know you're not a huge believer in Malachi Fields and the Giants system, but I think that has a lot of home run potential there. Keenshawn Judkins, if he's coming back healthy, he's going to have a fantastic season. Mahomes is steady through and through as long as he comes back healthy. So I don't want to say we're too far one direction or the other. Probably a lot of balance and a lot of excitement going in. Definitely got some home run hitters.
I think we've been pretty smart structurally. I don't think we've overreached at any one position. We haven't chosen to just hammer running back, for example, early or hammer like receiver early. We just kind of, get an elite running back, get an elite
Right.
receiver. I really appreciate how balanced we've been with still taking the home run swings in the later rounds.
Mhm.
And at the same time, and it's all saying the same shit over and over again, but like
Yeah.
the kind of upswings where the kind of like home run hits we're swinging at are the guys like Ryan Flanoy back there, who we think is like an injury away from breaking out. And granted, this is a Cowboys homer city, but like
An injury or a holdout from the
well,
star
the
wide
thing is,
receiver
he
who
didn't need
barely
he didn't need
signed the
either of
franchise.
those. He didn't need either of those last year, right? And he
No,
still spiked.
yeah,
Yeah.
I still think there's a lot of solid production, regardless of whether or not he's the wide receiver 3 or the wide receiver 1 on that roster. I just think the Cowboys offense is that much upside right now.
Yeah, I'm really excited about what we're gonna do next year for sure. I think it's gonna be a step forward on both sides of the ball, so the offense will have more opportunity. I wish this was Javonte like 3 years ago pre-injury, but
Not
he's
giving
kinda
him the
shown a
credit
lot
he
last year.
deserves. You're sleeping on him, man. I know everybody's like, "Oh, post-injury,
I'm
post-injury this,
scared, alright? I've
post-injury
been
that."
hurt before. It's
Dude,
like
I mean, you can have been hurt all you want. The dude put up a ridiculous amount of yards last year, and he was extremely productive for an offense that, quite frankly, was carrying the load for a football team that couldn't win a lot of games. I just you don't hear good running backs on bad teams very often, or on like 500 to losing teams, and he was one. And he's only going to have another year in the offensive system, another year working with Dak in the offensive line, getting to know where they like to open their holes and how the scheme works. He looked
hopefully
comfortable
another
last.
year past that injury too, right? Like
Look, he looked comfortable last year, and I say it all the time, but a full year removed from your injury, so not the year you come back, but the year after the year you come back, is usually a lot more productive than the year after you came. Like if you tear your ACL,
year after
you're
year
just
after.
getting used to. Yeah, if you tear your ACL as he did, or you tear your Achilles tendon as a guy like Rodgers did, the subsequent season, like the direct season after that you come back, it's not going to look right. You're still adjusting to game speed. You're still adjusting to in-game contact. You're still adjusting to your body moving with this now repaired ligament or tendon, depending on what it is. It's proven time and time again that the second year removed is always more efficient than the first. And he's not 35. You know what I mean? Like he's still in his mid-20s. So there's a good chance that it's not even a good chance. As long as he doesn't get hurt or anybody on the offensive line doesn't get hurt or Dak doesn't get hurt, he's going to have a really good season for the Cowboys.
Trying to get us in a draft here.
And for your fantasy football team, which is what's important here.
I really like the Cowboys as a whole unit this year. I think that secondary and tertiary players are always smart bets, especially later on. Pieces like Flanoy and Jake Ferguson that go later on relative to their positions, I think are really strong for their price. What I don't like them this year. Oh, not to mention Dak at 78. I mean, that's just he's gonna way outperform that.
I'm
And yeah,
picking Dak at 101, brother.
yeah.
I'm
Where
kidding. I'm not actually
I
picking Dak
disagree
at
with the
101.
Cowboys, or at least where I don't like them relative to the market, is on CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I don't like their prices where they're going. I don't like CD, hanging out somewhere between pick 8 and 11. I'd rather have Amon Ra. I'd rather have Justin Jefferson. I'd rather have James Cook. and most of those running backs there. And it's just because when both of those guys are healthy, I know Dak's gonna air out, but pretend we did this analysis a couple episodes ago, but like Dak throws for 4,000 to 4,500 yards, and I think any QB throwing 4,000 is pretty good year all in all. Dak regularly can hit 4,500 without trying too hard or having an elite. It's not his ceiling outcome.
Right.
So pretend he gets 4,500, right? CD is 1,500 of that, 1,700 of that.
Anywhere between 14 and 18, yeah.
You know,
18 would be absurd. That would be like one of the best seasons ever for a wide receiver. But I mean, there's a lot of upside, barring injuries. I do see something absurd happening in Dallas.
there's a lot. It's just like on a week to week basis. Am I going to trust?
So okay, I can see you on that, but
Right.
on a week to week, I would rather have CeeDee Lamb than Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think it's
No.
more likely that CeeDee has a higher floor all season long.
And yeah, and then we're going to be drafting on DraftKings tonight, right? So we're going to have playoff style weeks
Right.
15, 16, 17, and that CD Lamb's 1 week ability to spike is as good as anyone in the league. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
reason you
Absolutely.
couldn't look up week 16 and find 45 there from CD Lamb. But I'm just saying on the whole, when you have George Pickens there and some very viable like other options, all a team needs to do is decide which one of the main two guys to lock down, right? And then am I comfortable having paid the first round price for CD? Am I comfortable having paid a second or early third for George Pickens? When other guaranteed volume is sitting right there with like for Pickens, for example, with he goes right around Nico Collins, AJ Brown's going to be the number one receiver of the Patriots, probably. Devonta Smith, number one receiver for the Eagles, probably. Do I want George Pickens there when I feel like Pickens really only took off last year because of Lamb's injury, like midseason? That's not saying Pickens. That's not saying Pickens only could take off because of the injury. I think Pickens is obviously a very elite talent and body size. He's got it all. And when his attitude is going against the other team, it's very nice to have as well. It's kind of a distraction sometimes, but
Right.
I just see both of them healthy. They kind of feed into it. They kind of eat against each other in a yeah, and you're buying their ceiling outcome as well, which doesn't seem likely in either direction, right? Like it feels
Okay.
like they both would land around early second and late third to me.
I look, me personally, I am not joking when I say this. If CeeDee Lamb is available, and he always is, I would take him at 101. Like this, I understand your reservations about him and the Cowboys offense in general and how many mouths there are to feed. But the reality is he wears 88 for the Dallas Cowboys, which means he's going to get about 8 to 12 targets a game at least. And just going off, you mentioned a couple names, and Justin Jefferson being among them kind of upset me because last year in 17 games, he had 1,048 yards, and CD in 14 games had 1,077. So the upside with CD is there. I mean, and the best ability is availability, right? And Justin Jefferson played 17, CD only played 14. But if we're
We
talking
got
about
Jonathan Taylor, by the way. We're pick 7, it looks like.
okay, gotcha. So it's as far as upside goes, I truly and wholeheartedly believe that CeeDee Lamb has it with the best of them. So if you are going receiver in the first round, he's as likely to pop as anybody else is.
The market's kind of slid toward where I thought it would. Like he opened this summer or this winter, I guess. We were drafting back in January.
Right.
But he opened there around like pick 7, pick 8. And he's kind of slid back, I think, because people are realizing of this, there's a huge other mouth to feed there. And also just like there's been a lot of steam on Justin Jefferson. Jefferson used to open up like back here. You could grab like a Justin Jefferson and McCaffrey team or a Jefferson and Jonathan Taylor team back in January. And Jefferson's going earlier than CD now, and I think people are realizing the Vikings without
People
fucking
are
nine.
people are cool, dog. But I mean, we're not going to sit here and act like Kyler Murray is a step up. Like
I
I'm not going
think
to
he
sit
is,
here and act.
man.
You can sit there and act like that if you want, but I'm not. Kyler Murray is not a step up from JJ McCarthy in any way. In
That's
any
extreme. That's
he doesn't,
extreme.
dude. He had to have a film clause in his contract, and he complained so hard that they removed it. Like I don't. He's Jamarcus Russell, but faster.
I think he's a
Really,
lot better
I
quarterback.
don't know why people are buying so hard into the Kyler Murray
Um,
back. When we sat there and watched him run the exact offense he ran in college in the NFL, and he was terrible for a long time.
they still let me put this. They still
He
managed to
had
get
DeAndre
Justin
Hopkins on
Jefferson.
his team, and he couldn't do anything with them. Like it wasn't
They
even
still
a
managed to get
prolific
him to 1,000
passing.
yards last year, despite 9 and despite God, who's the other guy that took
But
like
that's
two
my
safeties,
point. Is
two
Justin
safeties.
Jefferson isn't quarterback proof. If a
Oh, hey,
thousand yards
we're
is
on the clock real quick. We got Saquon. He's really
Saquon,
falling here. Yeah, he's really
Saquon,
falling.
yeah. If he's
Jeez.
on the board, you take Saquon. You don't question it. You grab him.
Yeah, I think the ceiling floor outcomes there for him. He's just a little older and a little more prone to injury this year. For in my paranoia, I guess.
I was like, you're not basing that off of any fact at all. He played fantastic
Last
last
year, he did slow down a little bit, and I really liked how Tank Bigsby was moving behind him. I'm not saying Tank Bigsby's a better running back than Saquon Barkley, but I am
not even
saying
close.
that I could see the Eagles kind of sharing the load a little more.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what any team does if they have a running back who they don't want to run into the ground before the playoffs hit. But I Saquon's not going to have an off year in any way, and if he's sitting there in the second round, you should be taking Saquon.
Well, yeah, I guess if you're taking what I just said seriously, then you have to ask yourself, well, how much is he not going to be involved then? Like, how much are they going to reduce his role? And yeah, like relative to these other guys, Jeremiah Love going right here, Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I think Saquon at least has their workload, right? Like,
At
uh,
least and
on
Jeremiah
that
Love
side of
really
the
has the
offense.
asterisk because we just don't know how good the Cardinals are going to be. We don't know if they're going to be able to keep the run game up for 4 quarters every game.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and they just paid Tyler Algier like a little more than normal backups
yeah, yeah. So Tyler
salary.
Algier
They
is like,
re-signed James Conner.
there's no way that dude's happy right now. I can't imagine that he
The
went
only
to a
reason he
place where
went, right? Like,
exactly, yeah. He went because he was sitting behind Bijan in Atlanta, like a young, prolific back, and lo and behold, he runs to a place and he looks like he has a starting job. And then with the number 3 overall pick, the Cardinals select a young, prolific back.
I think we talked about it yesterday, but you know what that is, right? Like the owner's supposedly a Notre Dame fan, and he kind of pressed his thumb heavily on the scale toward that pick.
Um, he's going to be glad he did. Jeremiah Love is an absolute stud,
It's like
and
when the Lions took Jahmyr Gibbs, and everyone was like, "What the hell? This doesn't make any sense." All this kind of stuff, and then he's goddamn Jahmyr Gibbs, and then
well,
like
I
that
mean, the
kind of
only
makes sense of
person it
things.
doesn't make sense to probably is Tyler Algier. Like, bro, why did you pay me all this money if you were just going to draft?
Back on the clock again, real quick, 20 seconds. We got
Um,
Olave, ETN, Higgins. Where you got two running backs so far with
I
Jonathan
like
Taylor.
Olave
Barkley.
the best out of all of that, but
Yeah,
yeah, Higgins would be fine too. So would Igbuka. Really,
yeah.
here we just want a decent floor receiver, somebody who's going to get 8 to 10 targets, 6 to 10 targets a game.
Both
Uh,
these guys can spike though. Both
yeah,
these guys can
and
have the number
that's what
one
I'm saying. Like, and they do
receiver.
have high upside, but we are drafting wide receiver 2-ish range as our
And
wide receiver 1.
it's
So
pretty
our goal
interesting
does
here.
have to
Pretty
be
interesting though. Assuming Burrow stays healthy and assuming Olave and Jordan Tyson stay healthy, the receivers for the Saints, who do you got just straight up between Olave and Higgins? It's probably Olave, right? By
I
like
like Olave more, but I mean, being realistic about it, T. Higgins could have 1,200 yards as the wide receiver too if Joe Burrow is healthy and has a
yeah,
decent offensive
assume
line.
full
You
season
know,
for the Bengals there.
yeah, full season, good offensive line. There's a good chance that guys like T. Higgins actually explode for a phenomenal season if you're able to get him in the 4th, 5th, 6th range.
Yeah, I think the Bengals, if we just assume Burrow stays healthy, that defense hasn't gotten much better at all. I mean,
It didn't look like it
they
got
took
better at
some
all.
talent.
I need to go
Uh,
back and look at what they did in the draft, but I don't remember being like blown away with what Cincinnati did.
we just pretend they marginally improved, right? Just for the argument's sake, or
Right.
just to map it out. If they
I don't
were
think they can
worse
take a
last
step back.
year, so if they just find themselves as average, like it's probably going to be Bengals in the Super Bowl. Like, Burrow
I
is so
yeah,
much better a quarterback than anyone in the AFC, and
I
I'll take
I
him
do
over.
yeah. I do think it's
Uh,
an absurd gap difference between Joe Burrow and everybody else, but he doesn't get a chance to, showcase any of it.
that's me saying Patrick Mahomes is like the greatest to ever do it yesterday. But what I mean by that is like
No,
if I
it's
trust
not
one
even close
person,
to that.
if I trust
Because
one person to nail a pass, like under any circumstance, whether it's a routine throw or like the game is on the line in the Super Bowl, I know Burrow will deliver the best ball to where it needs to go. Like,
Look, if I need one ball thrown in the Super Bowl, I'm picking Eli Manning. And if you
wait,
argue
hold
with
on, you're
me,
right. You're
well
right.
done.
Can I
If
take my
you
answer
argue with me, you're not correct. If you need one ball to hit one dude exactly where it needs to hit him one time in the Super Bowl, it's Eli Manning and nobody else.
Got to be the helmet or no catch.
Or a right down on the sideline, perfectly placed right over the shoulder in between two defenders so the receiver could toe tap and save his body. Dude, Eli Manning in the Super Bowl is the GOAT.
If
In every
If
other
Dez used
situation,
his
he's
helmet,
pretty good,
we would have
but
caught
maybe,
it.
I don't know.
We're about to be on the clock again. We got your boy Javante. We got DJ Moore for one
We
of the receivers.
should go pass catcher. If there's a solid, like a really great tight end right now, sure, but I don't
I
see it.
think Loveland's off the board already. So yeah, that's pretty much DJ Moore is the only pass catcher here, unless we believe Devontae Adams can run back his 14 touchdowns. I'm going to start up DJ Moore for now, though.
Yeah, I actually think just going upside, that's probably the best move here.
Okay. You think DJ Moore has upside this year? A lot of people are saying he's old. He's pretty much a gadget guy, for example, like Ben Johnson. That's all they were able to get out of him. Granted, he's
Look,
still like
Ben
200
Johnson runs a lot of
yards last
gadget
week.
plays, though.
I think they have to for Caleb, to be honest. His downfield accuracy isn't that like consistent. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
I have noticed that. But no, I'm not I don't know. Calling DJ Moore a gadget player is like saying Dez was just a 50-50 receiver. Like,
DJ Moore, like peak DJ Moore, I would never say that about. But I'm just saying how he was used last year.
dude, but that's just Ben Johnson's offense. I mean, he was doing a ton of that in Detroit too. I mean, it's not like it doesn't work; it does, but it's just what he does. So
Well,
I
so
I
why are
don't
you
want to
encouraged about DJ Moore this year then? You seem sold on, yeah, go ahead.
because he is the only pass catcher in Buffalo who has any kind of accolades or any kind of anything. He's the only one who's proved he could catch a ball on a consistent basis and run routes on a consistent basis and
And
play games.
they got Keon Coleman, they got Khalil Shakir, they got
Look, I like Shakir a lot, but I if your best
Cole, is
option
Cole
catching
Beasley
the
still
ball is
playing?
Shakir, you got some trouble. No, Cole Beasley's not still playing.
He's
But I
rapping
would
full time now.
you do need a little sauce on the lineup though.
You
But
gotta-
you do need a little sauce in the lineup. You can never have too much sauce in the lineup. Go get some Cole Beasley if you need him. But no, he's the only pass catcher in Buffalo. I don't. There's no other nice way to say that. Like there's Dawson Knox and Kincaid, for sure.
yeah.
But I mean, how many times can you really throw to a tight end in a game?
With Kincaid, I think he could actually compete for the largest target share on the team. The way they use him
Be
is
a
just a
comfort
really
level
big slot.
with Josh Allen now.
Yeah, and Josh Allen likes his tight ends, but he always spreads the ball around anyways. But I can just see DJ Moore having like at least twice as many touchdowns as the next guy on his team, other than James Cook, right? 20 seconds on the clock here. We got Luther Burden, who's fell quite a bit. Judkins, your guy. I like all these top four, really.
Yeah, get Drake May off my fucking screen.
Uh,
I like
for
Roma Dunze. I don't know. Pick one. It's all
I'm
good.
starting up Odunze, but this fall on Burden is pretty crazy. I wonder if we should have just taken him because we're not going to get that
Well,
price
so we
for him a lot.
basically just kind of picked between the Chicago receivers. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
and
know. I
that's
think
kind of
Caleb has
revealing
a bit of a
too.
rapport with Odunze already. There's already something to work with. Plus, when he was healthy last year, before the injury last year, he had a fantastic season.
It's tough, man. I didn't watch college football and Luther Burden was in there, but when he was a prospect, I watched a lot of his film, and he really is an elite talent. He has it. His junior year, I think he produced more than any other receiver in the nation, and then his senior year, the quarterback play fell off, and so does his play, for that matter. But then he gets into a system like Ben Johnson has, who's a guy who can design stuff for the caliber of player that he is and work with him. Now the problem was we alluded to earlier. So like last year was a lot of Caleb, but it was also that DJ Moore was on this team too, and it's really frustrating for me because I had a bunch of DJ Moore. I didn't anticipate Luther Burden having sort of the discipline and the acumen to get so involved in the offense. It's kind of foolish in hindsight, right? Because DJ Moore, I was almost the same argument to me of, well, DJ Moore is just getting older, I guess you should say. And Burden being selected out as the kind of prospect that he was, should have seen a little bit ahead of the curve there. That I need to focus on the other guy. And all that said, I still think Odunze is the best receiver on the team, like by a mile. I think that guy's a machine. I think he's going to be a professional for a long time. And I really think he's just got bad luck with injuries so far. But every time he's on the camera, that dude, his routes are clean. He knows
Yep.
exactly what you need, and he's probably going to catch the ball. I just really got hurt last year, and that was it. And he still managed to put up a decent amount of points for as many games he's missed. With DJ Moore out of the picture, I think he's just going to be that much better. Certainly worth the price for me where he's going at right now, and an offense that we both like. I mean, we talked about Caleb Williams passing
Mhm.
extensively. I know Jadarian Price is high on your board. You think he's gonna be able to do a lot?
If he's
Uh,
there, I want him. But at the same time, we can look at another, like, I mean, a tight end would be nice right now, but I don't know who's on the board as far as
Tyler
that.
Warren. I don't know if you can see my screen too. I can zoom in a bit.
I can see Tyler Warren, but he's the only tight end I see on the board, though.
Yeah, he's about the only guy who goes here. So our options are, yeah, Drake May,
Can we
Carnell
sit on
Tate.
tight end and pick one up in
I
like
think,
2
yeah, I
years?
like Tucker Craft late,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
later
So
than
let's
this.
go.
You can go Tyson, Chuba Hubbard, Daxon down here. Might be
I
a little
like
early.
that. I don't think we'll be able to pick up another quarterback like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fine with Dak. Even though he's not stacked or anything, it doesn't matter to me there. I think he's going to
No, he's
score
got enough standalone value.
360 points
Yeah.
and we'll, wipe away our unstacked tiers with the piles of cash we're about to win with him.
Yeah, so I like having a few unstacked rosters out there just to kind of. I mean, I know you don't like playing all the variables in that sense, but I think it gives you best chance to be able to get highest scorer in each individual category.
I think for certain formats, like our first drafts together, we're on drafters. We'll be doing some more of that this summer too. But where it's like a total points scored, I think you just take the better player.
Yeah, best
But there's
available
still an
almost.
argument to say for stacking. So say you're going to enter a lot of teams and we play a lot of volume here. I like it's not going to be those. It's not going to be necessarily the players are going to score points even consistently. It straight up just comes down to can I beat 670 people for $3 million in 1 week? And the only way you can do that is having a team that is going to hit the ceiling outcome that week. And you can make it easy on yourself in the worlds and every single possible world. You can just make it easy on yourself by taking two players from the same team because all of the possible worlds where every single player on your team happens, it's just more likely that they come from the same team who's already doing well. If that makes sense, you're just placing one bet on that team, and you know that the quarterback, if they go off, is going to take someone with them. And so you're kind of just like reducing the probabilities that you'll miss that spike. And you just need it, right? And if you're taking so many teams, I think it's even better to stack, because then you're placing more concentrated bets, but you're doing it across a populace, right? Like across a portfolio.
Real quick, we got Nathan Fanning here, or Fanning if we want to take
Tight
uh,
end.
tight
I
end.
don't
Yeah.
like him. I
No?
think he's
Okay.
a great player. I just hate the offense.
All right. I guess
Chuba's
we
fallen a
can. I
bit.
mean, just any good running back or
Pollard.
wide receiver at this point in the draft.
You want to go Pollard or Chuba?
Between the two, I got no favorites. I think they'll probably wind up having similar numbers at the end of the season.
I'd went Chuba just because he fell like 7 picks, and that's going to be better. Better draft price there. Sorry, it's late.
Most value for the pick. Yeah.
Yeah, and so and this will be a rare combination of players over time for that reason. I think functionally you're right. Yeah, I think they'll be about the same role. I think they'll be 60% of the team's carries. That may be less true of Chuba though. So he's kind of riskier right now because Jonathan Brooks from UT, who you might remember. I know you're a Longhorns fan. He was playing at the same time as Roshan Johnson and Bijan Robinson. So he didn't get a lot of playing time, but the dude, yeah, but he's a great running back, and he's always been hurt since he started his NFL career. So he's said to be healthy. They didn't take any running backs in the draft. Like they're loading up with Chuba and they're loading up with Jonathan Brooks. And Jonathan Brooks, where he goes a little bit later, I take this guy everywhere. He's such a great price. For the upside that he's going to give you, like legit, this could be number one running back. Like could finish top 10. He's an awesome player. I take him a lot, but on teams where I'm okay with him failing, and that's kind of what we're setting ourselves up with here, right? With Taylor and Barkley, and then a reliable set of volume from Chuba, a few passes caught, and maybe 10, 15 carries a game with some goal line work.
Right.
I think we can afford the moonshot, and we're kind of handcuffing Chuba too at the same time. So that'll be in a few rounds. We can look out if it makes sense. But
so that was the upside for me. There was being able to handcuff him to I don't want to call him a notorious injury prone back, but he does seem to deal with that a lot.
Yeah, great point. That Chuba's the actual beneficiary of that relationship because they didn't bring in anybody else, and this dude hasn't had an ACL since he started.
Laporta's sitting right here. You want to?
Yeah, you've been trying to get a tight end in for a bit. I do like Laporta.
Kind of smacking us in the face. I mean, Kittle's sitting down there, but who knows if he's going to stay healthy this year?
I think the latest reports are that he's targeting week 1. The thing about San Francisco's injury reports, though, is you just can't trust them.
I don't trust them.
You just can't.
I don't trust anything about the 49ers.
You can't.
I don't trust Brock Purdy. I trust Kittle. I got to be honest. I do trust Kittle. He's a good guy.
I actually love the players on their team. I like all their players except for their coach, and their beat reporters. And I actually love Shanahan.
I think by default,
he's amazing. I think he's probably the best coach in the league.
I think by default, I have to hate every player who wears that jersey.
Well, yeah, because
I can't like them.
Because your parents died in that gold mining accident.
Yeah, they died in 1849.
If only the prospector and the sheriff got there in time.
I hate them. And that's why I cheer for the Cowboys, because the Cowboys raised us.
Another example.
On the prairie.
Yeah, the Cowboys raised us.
On the prairie. There ain't no farm.
Partial to the Colts.
Going town to town, robbing it like Cowboys do.
Just on the chaps on, cheeks swinging in the breeze.
Sometimes protecting the town, sometimes massacring the town. Depends on the town.
It's just like Cowboys.
It's exactly like a cowboy. That's why the Redskins wanted to kill us, because we're bad people.
They're called the Commanders now, by the way.
Yeah, they need to change that back.
All right.
I mean,
No,
I'm all in. Like, I don't go and call them the Redskins when they're not the Redskins. I call them the Commanders. But this started as they were the Redskins, and that's why they want us dead, because we were better.
I'm not touching that.
Well, they might not want us dead. They might just want to beat us at football games. But you get my point.
Kittle might fall to us.
I don't think we need them.
No, we don't. It'd be overkill, I think. We can get a second quarterback here with completing a stack with Goff and Laporta. We can beef up a wide receiver with Wandale, Romeo Dobbs. We can add some more assurance or running back with Corum. A little more handcuff upside.
No, let's wait to stack to see if we can get Fergo or somebody like that.
Okay.
Can we? I don't know. I think we need pass catchers. We probably need a running back right now, no?
I'm okay with Wandale or Corum.
Wandale would be fine.
Yeah, let's do it. I think a little more receiver help here is good because running back again, we've already made our bed here. Like Taylor Barkley right off the bat, we are trusting they are just gonna chalk up.
Yeah, plus there's also just some
PPR
higher. Points. There's probably like a higher ceiling later on in the draft that it wouldn't feel like we were reaching on. Like,
no, and that's where I think Jonathan
right
honestly, we could straight up handcuff Barkley here with Tank Bigsby later on, and then just get
that's exactly what I mean. Is chances are somebody's just going to kind of fall into our lap later on that we'll be excited about. Drafting a guy like Corum. I mean, he might have a good season. I don't know, but I'm not buying a lot of stock in him.
Yeah, I think he's going to. I think the gap between Kyren and Corum is too far. Now, I think Kyren another year older, not a very explosive back to begin with. The thing about Kyren is he just does the job right. Early. What's up?
Kyren's being taken early in drafts.
He's going in like the third round, and that's what I'm saying. I just think the gap's too wide. So it's fine if we think Kyren's going to be that productive, but I think if the Rams offense comes back, they're tight end heavy sets. That's a lot of running back involvement as well. And like I said, Corum's still young. And he's got a pop to him, and Kyren really doesn't run with any juice whatsoever. The thing is, Kyren just does the right thing every time, and he's effective in short yardage situations.
It's he's hard to bench a guy who just does the right thing every time.
I know, right? It's fucked up.
Like you can't really put a guy like that on the bench, bro. You kind of need guys like that in the lineup.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Kyren won't be heavily involved. I just think there's room for Corum to take a step up. And it may come at Kyren's.
That might be the direction they're looking to take anyway, with Stafford being a little like, I mean, I know he's just coming off an MVP season, but he's about to be like 40, isn't he?
With all those back and neck concerns, Stafford won a lot of people out of money 2 years ago in these contests because the reports all summer were about his neck and his back, and nobody knew if he was going to retire.
So that's kind of why I want to buy stock in on Kamara if we can get late, just because I feel like it's going to be a similar situation. If he does come back, then, we grabbed a gem at the end of the draft.
The Saints are going to be the most competitive they've been in some time this year. I don't think their defense is going to be anything special, but I think their offense takes a big leap forward, and their division's terrible enough where I think they have a chance at the playoffs.
Yeah. They got to play all 17 weeks.
So that makes me think about Kamara because like maybe he wants to try and compete on this team. I know that the chance of him being traded is very low because I think he literally told the Saints, if you trade me, I'll just retire. So there's no point.
Gronkowski stuff. I like it.
Yeah. We're about to be on the clock again real quick. We got Jared Goff, Blake Corum. Goff again gives us that stack, gives us a second quarterback. Corum beefs up receiver. Dobbins is here for that same effect. Sorry, beefs up running back. And then we got like Kelsey, Josh Downs, Concepcion.
It's crazy how far down Charbonnet is when Jadarian Price is a rookie.
Yeah, well, Charbonnet's knee exploded in November, and he's actually not getting his procedure done till he didn't get his procedure done till February, so he didn't even start the recovery process till then. That's why.
What a jackass! How dare he compete for a Super Bowl with his team instead of getting surgery? I don't know. Honestly, just pick one, dude.
Okay, I like Corum. Do you like Corum or Dobbins better?
I don't have a horse in that race.
Okay.
They're both to me the same running back.
Maybe we just go a little more risky later on, and then I mean the receivers aren't very good either. Josh
That's what
Downs.
I'm saying. Like this range is kind of hard because I'm
I'm
not
gonna go
excited for
Downs. I'm gonna
anybody.
reach on Downs a little bit here.
Hey, that's
I
cool.
just I just thought we needed more receiver help. Like I trust these names, but Olave did add the competition. We just talked about how the Saints will take a step forward.
Mhm.
DJ Moore, we think, is the only dude in Buffalo, and Odunze. I honestly feel the same way, but I think he is the only legit receiver. When I say legit, I mean like um, skill wise. Like this guy can run
Whole
all the
route
routes in the
tree, make
tree
all the catches,
and be
run after
consistent.
yeah,
I think he's just going to be
yeah,
consistent.
yeah. He's got all the tools, all the
Just
tricks.
stays healthy. But
Yeah,
like it's still missing a little ceiling, and there's questions here too. Could Olave split more of the
big
target share
question.
with a rookie? Is DJ Moore too old? Is he kind of washed? Like, and then Odunze has had health concerns every year so far. So there's enough questions, and then with just Wandale backing this up. Besides that, yeah, I think Josh Downs he's got to run in two receiver sets this year, so he's not going to be relegated to the slot only bits that he's been playing. Pittman's gone, so that's like 8 targets, 10 targets a game evacuated, and the goal line stuff. Josh Downs is a big body. I think he's a really good candidate there. The only question there is does Daniel Jones come back? But we've already bet on the Colts offense a little bit with Jonathan Taylor. So I liked it. I like it overall. I think he had some important depth when at a time when receivers are about to thin out pretty heavily. Um, and we'll need probably a second quarterback coming soon or a fourth running back. Tight end we can probably squeeze out a little further, or we can try and nab Ferguson and be done for a while.
I mean, you're a believer in the stack, and we don't have one built yet. That would be the one to go after. Unless you want to wait on the stack until we can get like Flournoy.
I think stacking is like an important tiebreaker, but I don't think it's like we need to build around it. But let's like weigh out it's a second tight end worth more than one of the last good receivers with Concepcion. He's gone.
Well, I mean, it's
Uh,
fast catches.
or a
Like,
fourth running back like Jordan Mason, who's going to get half the carries from Minnesota. Um, honestly, I'm fine with Ferguson here. I don't see much upside in tight ends get pretty shitty in
yeah,
like
pretty
20
much.
picks.
Yeah, we need a. You do need a second solid tight end. You just do.
So it may be overreaching a little bit, but I'm fine with it
Well,
because the caliber of player that we're getting here instead is like Jordan Mason stands out. We could have got a second quarterback that could have been
so that's what I'm
important.
thinking in this range. A second quarterback might make the most sense.
We have the
But we
down
could wait
Josh
because we have
Downs thing
Cam
going
Ward.
on.
We already have Wandale. We could wait for Cam Ward to come up.
Yeah, we actually have natural stacks already set up with all three of these guys. Um,
Yeah.
we have pieces of all these offenses.
Yeah.
Um,
So we can definitely wait on the second quarterback at least for another round or so.
yeah, no, just so because stacking's come up before. Like I've explained it in a few different angles, but it's not that it's like you take the best player, but under with the understanding that anybody can go off in that 1 week, and if you're not losing out that much relative to the other player, like total points on the season and their ability to create those spike weeks in the season. If they're within the same realm, basically, then they're about equal to me. And then the stack just lets you break that tie
I
because you may end up defaulting toward the better player in all times, and that's not going to win you any money if it just goes the other way that 1 week.
right. I don't know. I like it just seems like you're removing more variables from the equation.
Yeah, because you're going to make a lot of bets anyways. Is the thing.
Right.
Like if
And
you
that well,
weren't,
so
then
that's where I'm at is if you're going to be making a lot of
yeah.
lineups, you may as well have a few that don't stack anything. May as well have a few that do.
Well, yeah,
May as well have a
considering too
few that are all
the more
yeah.
the rise of these like draft assistant tools go, I think the more groupthink there will be, and a lot of these tools tend to try to imbue some randomness based off their own ownership projections and stuff like that, and your own portfolio. So they try and randomize for you. But if the point is, if there's some predictable way of generating what's the next pick, uh,
Are you
like
telling me that there are fantasy football advisors the way that there are financial advisors?
I'm
Is
saying,
that what you
what
just
I'm
explained
describing
that
are products.
concept to me?
Well, yeah, I'm sure there are dudes that you can. In fact, our channel could become that someday, right? If we get
You
enough
just you
viewers.
just talked about a portfolio. The only time I've ever heard that word used was at Northwestern Mutual.
You never heard of it described as a portfolio before?
No, dude, this is fantasy football. Why are you describing it as a portfolio? It's a
Because you
roster.
could have some players. There's okay, so one of the biggest and best players in the world that actually made his own draft assistant code and tools, Shady Advice, and
He
he
called it
literally puts.
shady advice.
Yeah, right. But
Bad
he
name.
literally spends like over 50,000 a summer
Oh, we're on the
in these
same.
contests, right? Yeah.
We can go second quarterback is probably what we should do.
You want Ward or Jones?
Ward, Jones, or Darnold are all going to be good to me. I think Ward probably has the highest ceiling out of the three, though.
We went Cam last time. You want to go to what Jones this time?
No.
Okay, Cam Ward.
It's really between Darnold and Ward
Okay,
in
let's
my
go
in
Ward.
my mind. I don't want any part of Daniel Jones, if I'm being honest.
I was like, we can go Seattle because I thought I was misremembering who we had drafted earlier, and then we we went with Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. It
Yeah.
makes the most sense for our team if we're going to be going based off the stack, and also just based off the highest ceiling available at the position at that time. I'm a huge fan of everything that Tennessee did this offseason. I think that they're going to take a big step forward on offense, at least. And Cam Ward will be the catalyst of all of that. And hopefully his receivers can catch the ball, man. I watched a 5-minute video compilation of him throwing like perfect footballs and his receivers dropping it. And
He was
5 minutes
throwing
for an
it
entire season is absurd.
to like 30-year-old Calvin Ridley last year. He was hurt for a lot of it. Then these two rookies who I actually thought stepped up for the situation because there was no vets there that
Yeah.
were taking over. So these rookies, Ellie Guyomanor from like Stanford, I think.
Yeah.
Just a big body, can catch downfield, but clearly not consistently. And then Chimere DK, who I was super excited about this year. I had a bunch of the early season stuff. And then Carnell Tate, number 4, Wandale Robinson contract. Yeah, no, those bags are gone, son. They're
Yeah.
nuked.
Well, I mean, maybe there is a bit of a rapport there now. If he steps in as wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 2 somehow, who knows?
DK was going to like pick 170 or 180, so it's not like a zero that late like is
Right.
gonna sink me, but it did cost me like I don't know, Tank Bigsby's, Brian Robinson's, Aaron Rodgers, Tua's like third quarterbacks,
Actual
second
value
tight
that
end,
you
third
could have
tight end.
used. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe there's an injury that comes through and your boy just pops out.
Or he's just so much faster
Or
than the
he's
other.
actually good. You know what I mean? Like if he's actually good, he'll get targets. Like
I think they were having him in the slot last year, if I remember right, and that's exactly where Wandale is going to go. So
yes.
maybe he's fast enough to play outside, but
Well, that
I don't.
might mean that's not his natural position, and he just kind of had to do it. He might benefit from being able to step outside.
Yeah, we're back on the clock here. Daniel Jones did fall to us like 12 picks past. We can round out quarterback. Other than that, tight end Chico.
I
Excuse
don't
me.
hate Algier in this range just because he is going to be running back 2 in Arizona, and
8 seconds. You want to go Algier?
yeah, there's just no guarantee that Love has a great season. He's a
Okay.
rookie.
I would have been fine with Daniel Jones here because we have so many Colts pieces.
I just want no part of Daniel Jones. I don't know how to explain it,
Because
but
of
it
the
feels
injury
like
or the just familiarity with the Giants.
I just don't believe in anything Daniel Jones does. There was a solid game and a half last season after all the success where he looked like his New York Giants self before getting hurt. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like maybe he benefited from the new system, maybe he benefited from the change of scenery, maybe people didn't know what he was going to put on film this time around, but it didn't last, and then he got hurt.
I don't know. I trusted it last year when
Don't know
when I
why.
saw it. But I didn't trust him to like win a playoff game or anything. I think it's because I've seen it. I've seen flashes in New York too. And it's not his fault. Like it's not his fault they put together the teams they did around him.
Yeah, they were
And the
awful.
coaching wasn't. Dayball is considered like a quarterback whisperer.
I don't know why.
So maybe this is a point against Daniel Jones, right? If he wasn't able to succeed with Dayball, who's he going to succeed with? But Shane Steichen is great. He's a very good offensive coordinator, and I think the Colts look good to me before he got hurt last year.
Look, I've seen Daniel Jones's name at the top of this list for about 3 rounds now. Nobody else believes in him either.
I think we should take him if he falls back. I mean, that's
I
his third quarterback with
fine,
upside.
fine, but I don't want this.
Hopefully, someone else takes him so we don't have to.
Yes, that would be best case
We
scenario.
could go fifth running back. That'd be very helpful here, actually. Tajay Spears stands out because of the Titans stack. We also have Brian Robinson. We can reach on Tank Bigsby. I'm completely fine with Bigsby anywhere after like pick 150 because of the upside he brings as a
How
handcuff.
many more picks do we have? 3?
No, DraftKings is a 20 round. So we have a lot more rounds here. 9, 11.
All right, well, hurry up and pick. We have 9 30. Oh no, wait, we're good. Who did we pick?
No one yet. We got 20 seconds till our pick.
Oh,
so
we're there. Okay.
Yeah. Now we got 30 seconds. Daniel Jones just went.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, right. It's all that build up. I like Schultz. We have 2 tight ends so far.
Yeah.
I like Schultz. I like
You don't have to
Robinson.
sell me too hard on that.
Okay. Yeah, Schultz. There's a pretty big teardrop after Schultz, even though I like waiting on that third tight end.
But that's real value.
Yeah, we have guys who can be the number 1 tight end in a week between Laporta and Ferguson, but I think all of these have consistency questions. I mean, I was saying earlier about CD Lamb has questionable floor sometimes because of the mouths to feed. Like Ferguson can easily get forgotten in a week.
On any week to week basis, Ferguson can be forgotten, but it won't last multiple weeks. Is the thing.
No, and he'll still have a backdoor touchdown and like 4 catches for 30 yards or something on his worst. Yeah. Not his worst weeks because he doesn't get the touchdown.
Performance will probably be like 3 catches for 35 yards or something like that. So you're still getting a 6.5 floor from his worst game. And if you have 2 other tight ends on the team who could potentially be tight end 1 on any given week, you're not missing that production week to week.
What do you think's a better board here, by the way, for this guy? But then we can't see the players coming up, I guess.
No, I can't see much.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just switch back to the player view.
We have how many picks left? 2? 20?
No, we got plenty of picks left. I think there's like 6 more rounds at least. This is 6, 11. Yeah, 4. So 6 more rounds. So normal structures are like 3, 6, 8, 3. That's considered like the golden balance structure. You can kind of get away with the 3, 5, 9, 3 if you went running back heavy like we did early on. And all the decent handcuffs at the end dry up. But so I think we can go anywhere here. I prefer running back if there's any good profile.
Robinson would be nice.
Robinson or Bigsby is fine with me.
Bigsby would be fine. I think we could probably wait 1 more round on Bigsby if you really wanted to. But
you want to nab Robinson here?
Yeah.
You want to go receiver or QB instead?
No. Who's the quarterbacks right now?
Rodgers is the last starter.
I guess we could go Rodgers, but we don't know. Go Bigsby. Yeah, go Bigsby.
All right. I think I got the Q in. Yep. Okay. That's great because that gives us the handcuff for the Saquon.
Dude, that was the force. I meant to say Brian Robinson. Holy shit.
Oh. I wanted Bigsby. That made it happy for me.
Oh, man. All right. I think we just nailed it. We're good.
We just won $3 million.
No, The reality is though, with Saquon on the team, you there is then in the back of your mind that injuries will happen, and you do want his handcuff on your roster. If you have to reach for him a little bit, you have to reach for him a little bit. But it's a good thing to have. Saquon
Yeah,
does have an injury history.
and he showed some juice last year, like these last 2 years. Bigsby, I was actually completely out on after because I thought he was a slow runner in college. It just turned out I heard some analysis after the fact, and who knows how much of this is true, but so it's basically that the scheme was not his style. Um, and then he got more friendly offenses for him, both with Liam Cohen with the Jaguars and then in Philadelphia. And he was given, I think, one opportunity as a starting back last year in this Week 18 game, and he just absolutely crushed the Commanders. And then he had a few other
I
flashes
was
against
about to
the
say he's got
Packers
some
too.
pops outside of that too.
That's
Well,
what I'm
two
saying.
pop
I think he
outside of
has
it.
some standalone value, like mild standalone value, but you also get the full like Eagles #1 running back handcuff.
Yeah, like no matter what, you've got the Eagles running back one on your squad, and that's a good thing to have. Philly runs the ball extremely well, and I don't anticipate that taking a step back this year.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, coming up, we can round out quarterback with Rodgers. I like this
Um,
Sanderson guy,
let's
6.
wait till Rogers signs somewhere before we buy stock on him, huh?
I'm pretty sure he's going back to Pittsburgh. That's like to me, I think that's like 75, 80, 90%. Just I think it's very
He
likely.
left Green Bay to get away from it. Didn't he have McCarthy fired?
That's a great point. We can nab Tua later, or do you want to try and get Tua? Besides that, I think receiver is a great idea. Flanoy's hanging out there. Probably need
Yeah,
that.
I like Flanoy. I saw another name up there that I like too, though.
I'm gonna star Flanoy just in case. Tell me where.
Oh, nothing I like more, but never mind.
Okay, I think we got Flanoy then. Yep. Okay, and
Um,
that's probably pretty smart because the receivers thin out heavy, and we only got the 6 receivers, so
yeah, and as far
back
as
to back.
like one of our last receiver picks, it's nice to have a guy who we have slated anywhere for anything between 4 to 8 touchdowns on the season.
Yep. Yeah, and I think he's gonna have. I think he'll give us at least 2 20, like 25-point
I
games.
think we'll have a couple pops this year. I'm thinking the Thanksgiving game just because it's one of those special event type things. He's gonna blow up.
Yeah, and George Pickens will be frustrated by then, or Lamb will be hurt by then. So either way,
Or he'll just be that good. Like, or because there's so much attention being paid to Lamb and Pickens that he
yeah,
just kind of runs up the seam for a nice bunch of points.
yeah, and we backdoored our way because of that. That's also going to help out Ferguson too. And yeah, we just backdoored our way into like 20 touchdowns on the season or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
right. And a
I mean,
piece, no way.
I was talking about it at the beginning of the episode, but I'm really high on CeeDee Lamb, but I'm also not too miffed about missing him in drafts either. Because if you can get Dak and any Cowboys pass catchers, you're gonna get a good amount of value anyway.
Yeah.
Like
So
anyway,
his
you
props
slice
are 27.5 touchdowns, right? You distribute that
it.
amongst the team, like CD somewhere between 8 to 12. Pickens probably about the same. So that
Yeah,
takes 24 off the table or 16. And I think, yeah,
I,
somewhere
I know
4 to
Dak
5 for
slated for
Flournoy.
27, but I think the number's probably going to finish somewhere closer to like 35,
Well,
39.
that'd be great. That's what we're betting
You
on,
know
right?
what I
With
mean?
this
Yeah,
in this format, we need him to do that to win us all the money.
yeah.
But so if he does that, yeah, like even better. So Lamb's not going to get above like 15 touchdowns, I don't
No,
think.
I mean, I
And
don't
neither is
anticipate like
Pickens.
a 19 touchdowns to 20 touchdown season or
So if
anything.
Dak's,
But
if Dak's throwing 35, then that's going to leave like an
yeah,
extra 15, right, amongst the rest of the team. And yeah, there will be the
right.
one Luke. Who's that? Who's our running
Shoemaker.
back? Yeah,
Shoot.
yeah.
And then yeah, we'll have a few
But Flanoy, that's like five.
one that goes
Ferguson, that's 5 to 6,
yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
we can get Tua here. That would wrap up quarterback. We can get Rodgers. We probably need one more running back, 2 receivers.
Head back to the players so I can
Yeah,
see.
heard. 5 seconds though.
Honestly, I hate all of these names.
All right, let me get a third quarterback here. We'll go with Tua.
Yeah, I think I'd honestly rather have Shador than Tua, but I mean,
There's what the latest reports are
I
that
just don't know who's gonna start and
Watson
what
has
system.
the like lead.
Who had it?
Deshaun Watson.
The Browns don't learn. The
No.
Browns don't learn. They don't learn. They don't learn. They don't learn. They have people in their system who can actually help their team get better, and they do this every time. They traded Baker Mayfield for this dumbass, and now they're going to give up on another really good young quarterback for this dumbass fucking massage rapist. This is making me angry, dog. Like, I don't know, man. I don't see what Cleveland's thinking. I don't get the mentality. I don't get the mindset.
I think that's a beat reporter who said that. So granted, it may not actually be the case, but
I
I'm pretty sure
certainly hope it's
that's
not.
been like the public perception is that they like Watson has like
Like,
the starting job
I
basically.
can't. There's no other way to say it other than Cleveland will Cleveland. These people wouldn't know good quarterback play if it bit them right in the ass, and Baker did bite them right in the ass. Like I
um,
can't
or
stand the Browns anymore.
got
It made me so
four
frustrated.
picks left, or four picks till we're up. We got 5 running backs, 6 receivers, three total picks left. I think we're done at quarterback and tight end. So this could be a running back. This could be a receiver. We got A.D. Mitchell as a
Oh,
receiver.
dude, we should draft Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun
He's
Watson.
right there. Let's pick him up. Um, I don't know at this point. Get me out of the quarterback only thing, or get me into like the running back and receiver tabs.
Here's running back only. Damon Claiborne's third running back for Minnesota. Very fast rookie. He's probably going to be a pass catcher. Ollie Gordon, I think, could actually be the number one running back in Miami if they decide to sit Devon Achane. I think they're going to move beyond Jalen Wright. They didn't take anybody else. So Ollie Gordon's my preferred running back here, or one of these San Francisco backups, just in case they take over.
Yeah. Ollie Gordon looks like he's going to have the highest floor, and if he could have weeks where he's going to be the RB1,
I start him, but do you like any of these receivers better by any chance? Mitchell,
Malachi Fields, but
we can wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try and push him to this next pick at 223.
Yeah, that's where I had him slated at. We were going to be able to pick him up in the late rounds.
Okay, let me start him here. These other receiver spots, you like any of them? A.D. Mitchell with the Jets. I know they took some young talent, 2 pass catchers this year.
Well, having Geno Smith in system definitely helps the pass catchers a lot, but I'm not sold on the Jets passing attack in any way. Yeah. So if there are other options, I would prefer them. But
okay. Yeah, Chris Brazzell is a huge, fast receiver out of Tennessee. His knocks are that he only lined up in one spot for like literally 95% of his snaps, outside wide receiver. So, and then he's a Tennessee receiver, so he's kind of got like the stink of how everybody else has been out of the university for the last like 5 years has been perceived as their one-trick ponies, system products, and they don't convert well to NFL play because they just can't they're not versatile enough. And Brazzell has all the athletic ability in the world, but who knows if he's going to have the same problems. I like your Malachi Fields. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to say in relation to Carolina, they run probably the closest to a college-style offense in the NFL. It's a ridiculous amount of shotgun, a ridiculous amount of quick screen slants, stuff like that. Not to say that it doesn't work or not to say that it can't be good, but that is to say that I think that a college-style receiver who doesn't translate well would probably translate pretty well to a Carolina offense anyway.
Yeah, and he's gonna that third receiver is a role player no matter what, because Ted Malone's there as like the main power guy.
Right.
He's your 10 targets a game. And then the 2 running backs are the other story there. But that also means it's a wide vacuum at receiver. So I think he has all the opportunity and talent in the world. That just how they're going to use him, and we'll see how successful Carolina is as a whole. Around these other guys, though, A.D. Mitchell can get open. A.D. Mitchell can play. He stands out when you watch him on film. He does drop passes seemingly a lot, and he's playing for the Jets. So I'm kind of scared,
That's
but
the
he's
big
not gonna
knock on
trade.
him. That's got to be the big knock on him, right? You don't know how consistent the pass thrower is going to be for New York. You don't know how consistent the offensive line is going to be for New York.
Yeah.
So how do you buy in on their receivers? You know what I mean?
So if Malachi Fields falls to us, we'll wrap him up here. If not, we got to go receiver these next two picks, anyways. It looks
I'd
like.
be I'd be okay with going with Brazel if we had to, just because it offers an opportunity to have a dude who's in a system where there's kind of not a lot of other names.
This guy
Um,
got a lot of hype this year in the
I'd rather
preseason.
take
He was
I'd
very
rather have
polarized.
Malachi Fields just because I'm more secure in who he is as a player, and I do like the Giants' offense to take a good step forward. And outside of Neighbors, I don't know a whole lot about the Giants' receiving core.
Yep. So neighbor's knee has multiple, like, it's not just clean damage to one ligament, it's affecting other tendons.
Okay,
He is probably going to play this year at a high level.
but
The
he'll
only question is when he comes back.
yeah, got
The other receivers they added, I think Darnell Mooney is there now.
I don't
Um,
believe in anything about Mooney.
Me neither. And then they vacated their true wide receiver one, Wandale Robinson. And of course, the neighbor's not there. It's just pure vacuum
Right.
at receiver. Now they
And
did add Isaiah Likely, and this is the Harbaugh team. So Isaiah Likely is probably somewhere like 3 to
could be
6
featured
targets a
pretty
game.
heavily. Yeah.
Yeah, their other tight
It's
end is a
likely.
very young, athletic guy, Theo Johnson. I really liked him. They were calling him like mini Gronk. Dave All was like his rookie season. Just a guy
Yeah.
who's going to be better over time.
I'm not going to trust anything that guy says about anything.
No, and then Dave All, and then the running backs too, right? We got Scatabo and Tyrone Tracy, both who can actually do damage in the passing game. So there will
Yeah.
be more target competition. And Malachi Fields, like as I understand him as a player, he's probably not going to be like a CD Lamb. I think he strikes me more as like a DJ Moore.
My comparison was going to be somewhere along the lines of Chris Olave, but
Okay.
yeah, like he runs all the routes, he makes all the catches. He can be the gadget guy if you need him to be the gadget guy.
So I think of Olave as more of like a downfield guy, and Malachi Fields is like usage. I guess this is a product of Notre Dame, but I don't remember it
It
being that far downfield, like in
well,
Notre Dame at least. But he
no,
was massive in Georgia State.
I mean
Was
there are
like
a lot of questions about CJ Carr's arm while he was there. The Malachi Fields didn't benefit from the best quarterback play. Let's say that. But Carr was good enough, and when he was there, the thing that I really liked about Malachi the most was he was just a dog in the run game.
yeah, that'll get him playing time in the NFL. So
Like
that's
just
all the
straight up
opportunity.
downfield play. And he's a third round draft pick, so he's obviously going to get a
10
lot of
seconds on the
consideration.
clock here, by the way. Do you want to just get Brazel to round it up, or did you want to go another receiver? I like Ted Hurst a lot for the
Is
Bucs.
Kamara still somehow there?
No.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we got Brazel.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Kamara was still somehow there, I would have loved to pick him up there. With our last pick, there's absolutely no downside on picking him up. You can afford a zero there because we have solid running backs in system. And
Yeah.
if he does play, then we got a home run in the last pick.
Yeah, it's a team that's taking its home run shots, but we also have lots of high floor, high ceiling combos. So top to bottom, it's Dak Prescott, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Chris Olave, DJ Moore, Romo Dunze, Sam Laporta, Chuba Hubbard. Then on the bench, we got Wandale Robinson, Josh Downs, Jake Ferguson, Cam Ward, Tyler Algier, Dalton Schultz, Tank Bixby, Ryan Flanoy. Tua finishing at quarterback, Ollie Gordon to round out running back, and then two big swings with Malachi Fields and Chris Brazel, two monster athletes and good producers in college. But just the situations aren't great, to say the
You have a
least.
lot of question marks that go with them for sure. But
Yeah,
I believe in both offenses to at least have improved over the offseason. I don't think either one's going to be taking any steps back.
yeah, that's fair.
And to be fair to these players, I do think that Malachi Fields is going to be a big part of why the Giants offense looks a lot better going into next season. And I don't know much about Brazel, but I can imagine that if he has speed and he's got the ability to catch, he's going to find his way in the NFL.
Yeah, we'll see. They, as far as I understand it, it's like the Tennessee offense is like a paint by numbers, like learning how to how to paint by numbers.
Yeah, that's just a hard way to phrase it.
Versus, yeah, like an actual NFL offense is more like like a Sistine Chapel or something like that. Just
So it's less of a work of art and more of a let's get results.
this is fantastic.
I had a feeling that advanced analytics was going to lead us to a point in time where we were kind of watching quote unquote cookie cutter football.
Yeah.
Like pretty much like we were going to be seeing 30 teams doing exactly the same thing and then only 2 teams doing something different. And those 2 teams are somehow always going to be in the Super Bowl because they're the only ones not going by cookie cutter offense or cookie cutter defense. We're already seeing it kind of happen in basketball where, most teams kind of run the exact same style of offense, jack up 45 threes and hope for the best. And advanced analytics was really at the forefront of that. So I don't like when teams run off of them is what I'm saying. So if you do have a team in offense that's doing that, it might be best to fade them a little bit, unless you see a guy who's like a CeeDee Lamb or Saquon in his prime, Alvin Kamara in his prime. Like if you see guys like that, go after them. But for now,
it's pretty interesting. So I think there's 2 things that makes me think of are like, one, there are overarching trends throughout the NFL. So specifically, we're like right now, for instance, we're seeing running backs just kind of take over the game. Why is that happening? Well, these defenses are getting smaller and smaller to keep up with faster and faster players. So your average size back there went away from like the days when we were kids, and these dudes had these monster shoulder pads and they were all roiding up. And there was like 200, 220 pounds back there at like safety. And now you got these guys that are like 5'9", 200, 5'9", 190.
Yeah.
And then the linebackers are all getting smaller too because they get dropped, they get thrown into coverage. And the tight ends are now reflecting that. Like there's less. Every team has their blocking guys, but they also have their passing guys for those mismatches. And then the teams that are adjusting to that successfully are the dudes that are dropping Nikiman Nuwari back there to like play both line. He's big enough to be a linebacker, but he's fast enough to play in coverage. Like those are the teams that are adjusting the best. He plays for the Seahawks, right? Like, so there's these overarching trends that I think are the result of catching offenses off guard consistently in the passing game for long enough, and things have regressed back to the running back, but also that the players are getting smaller and honestly probably less physical, and it may be easier to run the ball a little more now. Then also combined with this weird, and I don't know how else to say this, but like this weird lack of quarterback talent. It seems very strange. You can make as much money as you can playing professional football and not find, and then football being as successful as it is economically, popularity, all that stuff. And we don't have 32 good people, like 32.
There's never been 32 good quarterbacks in the NFL.
But isn't that crazy? Like, how do you not have like 100 or like 1,000?
Okay, but all the kids. Let's be realistic. There probably are 100 good quarterbacks in the NFL.
NFL caliber,
but whether or not those 100 quarterbacks found themselves in the situation where they're going to be best utilized to play football well, who knows?
Yeah, there's also you don't have 32 good coaches. Like,
you definitely don't have 32 good. I'll tell you that. You have maybe 18 to 25 at most serviceable good coaches, and then maybe 4 really good head coaches in the NFL.
And they're all good at like different things, but how many of those are good at developing talent to where you get these guys who aren't as like they're not polished, not out of the box Joe Burrow, right? Like
being able to get the most out of your players. Like Mike McCarthy won 1 Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
So, what did I hear today? I heard Mike McCarthy was actually known as an innovator on offense in some respects to using a slot receiver.
Yeah, it makes sense. But that also doesn't make a whole lot of sense because New England was kind of doing it.
So okay, and then this back to the trends conversation real quick to close that thought. So I said there's two things. Like it makes me think of overarching trends. One of those was the regression of the slot receiver. I think it's part of all this larger trend, right? And then
Because
we
there's
see
no
like the
more short
Rams.
white boys running routes. They're all trying to play cornerback.
Yeah. Well, you also who else who would I rather have try and secure a target in the middle of the field? 6'6", 4.3 speed Brock Bowers or Cole Beasley or
Wes
like
Welker.
yeah, like, who would I
That's
rather
who I
have?
want
I'll
securing
probably
balls
take
over the middle. Wes
I'll
Welker. I
probably
want
take like
Wes
seven
Welker
foot
catching the football.
Darnell Washington for the Steelers. Like I'll just
I
take
see.
the big dude.
I see the
Like,
point, but I don't know. I think teams getting away from niche players is kind of
it gives you like a wild card nature too, though, right? Like it you don't know if you're going to be running or passing. And then someone else made this point. I think it was Rich Rebar with a Sharp Football Analysis, but he basically said like teams aren't going to game plan for Colby Parkinson going out 30 yards or Jake Ferguson for the same team or not Jake Ferguson, Tyler Ferguson
yeah.
same team. He's like a sincere downfield threat at tight end, and he's like the second tight end on the depth chart, or the third tight end on the depth chart, and a rookie. And how are you supposed to prevent all this stuff? Meanwhile, Puka and Devontae are tearing you up on the outside, and Puka all over the field, right? Like, so it gives you the wild card. But what I was going to say, because this wrapped up the earlier point about innovation on offense. Two teams are taking this tight end heavy approach. They at least they've revealed their hand in the draft, right? And that is the Rams doubling down. They added a fifth tight end to their roster. They're probably going to cut some. They re-signed Higbee for no reason. They have Parkinson, who caught like 8 touchdowns last year. We just mentioned Ferguson, who's like a downfield young threat. I think he'll be there to stay. And then they took Max Clare out of Ohio State, who was prolific, I think, at Penn State before he transferred. He just went to the best school for him, but then he competed along two of the best receivers in the nation.
Yeah.
Um, so he's got his targets went back. But my point is that dude can play, and he just signed with the Rams, so they doubled down. The other thing is that didn't make any fucking sense. So Jaguars took 2 tight ends in the draft. I think it was like round 2 and round 3.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
building. I don't know
what
what
the
they're
hell?
building, but they're building.
They're sure, but they're leaning into this offense stuff, and so we're talking about the innovation. Like they're leaning into this tight end trend, and I think this is the extreme end of it.
You mean the tight trend?
The tight end trend.
The tight trend.
The tight trend.
Yeah, they're leaning into the tight trend.
Jonathan Taylor somehow fell to 9. Do you want to nab him here, or do you want to go Jefferson, St. Brown?
I want no part of Justin Jefferson until they get a real quarterback in Minnesota.
I'm taking him everywhere, dude. He's awesome. Jonathan Taylor. Then? All right,
yeah.
we got Taylor back-to-back drafts.
Taylor will be fine.
Let's see if we recognize any names in these that we're competing against. Sometimes you end up with some pretty big names. Not today.
I'll tell you what, whoever drafts Justin Jefferson in the first round is going to be very disappointed with the results.
Yeah, I'm ready to be hurt again, man. I'm ready.
Okay, Kyle Pitts lover, we're not doing this with Justin
Jefferson. Kyle Pitts won me a lot of money last year, okay? He got my team to the finals, a Week 16, 48-point game, sir.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Maybe Kyle Pitts did
great pick last year. He's a good pick again this year, too.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. Number 2 receiver on the Falcons, boy.
He's a bad pick this year. There are 20 other tight ends.
He's not a bad pick. He's going where Laporte is going. He's going in against other convoluted offenses. He's probably going to be the second receiver with
20 other tight ends than Kyle Pitts anywhere near my roster. That's real life.
You got to sink into the pit a little bit. You gotta sink into the pit.
All right. As much as I hate this, if Justin Jefferson slips to us, we do have to take him.
He's gone now.
Okay,
if James Cook
falls
to us at 16, that'd be awesome. He's not going to be there though. Not from a Browns fan. The Browns fan took the running back. Surprise.
We could just repeat and go Saquon.
Between these guys, I like Kenneth Walker the best.
New offense, I'm not a fan, but it is Kansas City. So I'm not a fan.
He only went there because they promised him it wasn't going to be a Charbonnet split.
Well, I know it's not going to be a split. I just don't trust him to run the ball well. You
So
can do whoever you want here, to be honest.
I'm gonna queue up Walker because it sounded like you don't care either way. But who did you want? Like, who do you think's gonna score the most points out of those three?
Oh, out of those three, it's going to be Saquon, as long
Yeah,
as he doesn't get hurt. But
yeah, assuming health.
yeah.
Now,
But I
are
don't.
you factoring in 17 games for HN, or do you think they're gonna pull him or try and trade him?
I just don't believe in anything about Miami.
Let me try and give a quick
starting
poll case
quarterback
for them, 'cause
Quinn Ewers
I
right
mean,
now.
I heard this earlier, these kind of like piecemeal points earlier about Miami, and it did interest me because I've been writing them off. I'm like Malik Willis, yeah, he took a step forward last year, kind of sucks still. But they doubled down on their offensive line. They have, I think, the two biggest tackles in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
Biggest doesn't mean good.
What's that?
Do they have the two goodest tackles in the league, or are they
That's
just
the biggest. I didn't say goodest. But the point is,
that's
they,
what I'm
they
saying. Like,
drafted.
the two biggest doesn't do
Hey,
shit
they
for
they
one
reinvested
team,
offensive line. So
right?
maybe on paper, Malik Willis gets a little more time, or at least some solid running lanes, right?
Well, I
Uh,
mean, logically, those dudes could definitely stick their arms out further than whoever would, in theory, otherwise be there. The revolving door they would otherwise have there. So
so you still got
maybe it
still got
helps.
HN,
Maybe it doesn't. I
still
don't
got
like
HN.
anything about Miami.
Let's see who else. So they shipped out Waddle, right? But the two receivers they added the back end of this draft, one of them is considered by a lot a top one round like he could have been picked in the first round had he not gotten hurt. And that's Chris Bell. He may be joining the team like back maybe halfway through the season, up to halfway through, if not later. But if he does play this year, I think there's enough talent there where they've got a legit number one receiver back in the fold. Malik Washington can carry water as a receiver. He's very shifty and made a lot of plays, a lot of speed. And then they have another, I think it's like Chambers as another late receiver for them, another rookie, but I think he can step up too. And then tight end, they have Greg Dulcich, who is actually a very good like tight end receiving prospect. Started to scroll all the way down for Chambers, but I want to stay focused on our picks
Too
coming up.
far. Yeah, we have picks.
So like I think they have a path to be the 30th worst at offense in the NFL instead of being the 32nd, guaranteed.
That's a step forward.
Yeah. You always want to dress up these rookies and stuff, and it turns out they're all just gonna suck anyways. And Malik Willis is probably gonna be worse than he was last year.
In this range, I like Smitty the best, probably.
Yeah,
Especially
me too.
if we went receiver or we went running back twice.
Yeah, and we just took Olave last round, so I'm cool with Devontae here.
Yeah, we are buying a lot of Devontae though. We should buy it again.
Yeah,
buy it again. I shouldn't be questioning Devontae Smith. That dude.
If I'm gonna get hurt from him, I'm gonna get hurt. Like realistically, I think he had like 180 full PPR points last year or something, but he's got just as much ceiling as any of these dudes around here. Now that AJ Brown's gone, he's probably going to be getting like 8.
Is AJ Brown actually gone yet? We should stop saying that.
Oh, to me, I'm going to say that, and I'll just let time prove me correct because it's going to happen. They brought in 3 receivers this like before the draft, I think, like 2 receivers before the draft with Hollywood Brown and Dontavian Wicks. Hollywood Brown, like the vet move, like let's stabilize things, and then Dontavian Wicks is like the younger upside play, and that's a little bit of a stretch, like upside. But we've seen it from Wicks just last season. Like he had a 40-point game last season. The dude can play on the outside. He can be the big body AJ Brown was. He's just not as elite speed or strength.
Right. I am also reading now that AJ Brown. It almost looks like a foregone conclusion that he's going to end up in New England post June 1st.
Hey, you want to go ETN here? Higgins, Zay?
No Zay. T's fine.
Shit. I didn't get him. We got ETN.
We should not have gone running back there.
Hey, sorry I missed the
Especially not a Jaguars running back.
Yeah, I think he'll
He
be all
doesn't play
right.
there anymore, does he? Please
No,
tell
he's
me.
in New Orleans now. He's in New Orleans.
Okay. All right. That might not be better, especially if Kamara does come back.
We can be good at running back for quite a while now, so I think we can just pick up receivers along the way from here. There's good options where we're picking up at like 60 or so. Hopefully one of these guys can slip to us, so Dunze or Watson, but if not, I still like Tyson back here. I do like Lemon, Michael Wilson, Sutton. I think Sutton's a steal at pick 83.
Yeah, he would be at 83, but
You don't like Jefferson, so I assume you don't like Jordan Addison at pick 90.
I don't want Minnesota's receiving core until there's an actual quarterback in Minnesota.
I like Addison a lot.
I don't know why anybody thinks Kyler Murray is going to go there and do any better than anybody else has done. He's not Sam Darnold. He's bad.
There could be a problem with having ordained. So the perception of the coach there, Kevin O'Connell, like people have ordained him as an offensive genius. And the defense with Brian Flores there is going to create turnovers and put the offense in good situations a lot. If they had just marginally better quarterback play last year, they would have been a problem for a lot of teams, and they still were. They still were a problem for a lot of teams, even not being competitive at all until the 1 week they had. They went up in Seattle with that like 4-string quarterback, and the guy like gave up 2 pick sixes, whoever he was. He just got smoked. That was the easiest like defensive touchdown bet you could place that week. That was great.
Yeah, you just kind of knew Seattle was going to make him look foolish.
It was awesome. I can't remember his name, but he was good for my walks. Thank you. But I just my only point with the Vikings is like if they just went from what they were last year to the 20th best offense, and their receivers still had like decent seasons, for a team that couldn't move the ball downfield at all or get the ball downfield, they were like okay, and I like not relative to the price you paid for those guys in these drafts, but they were okay from like a real life perspective. And I just think that fantasy wise, they'll be strong plays, much stronger plays this year. I think you're buying their floor is what I'm trying to say.
The problem is I don't think they have a floor. Like I think there's no floor. I think Kyler Murray makes the offense worse.
I just think you're being too hard on Kyler. I don't at all.
I don't. I've tried to buy in on Kyler Murray for forever, and it just got worse and worse and worse as the seasons went on. They brought help in, and it got worse. Then the help left, and it got even worse, which is expected because the help left. But he's not good. When you have to put a film clause in a quarterback's contract, he's not good. If you have to put a film clause in a quarterback's contract, the dude has failed at his job. He doesn't deserve another contract.
We're about to be on the clock here. I like your point though. Okay, Jameson Williams, McLaurin stand out. We need receiver help. We can also go Dunze. It's fine with me. Watson.
I like McLaurin if he's gone.
Just went. So Dunze, Jameson Williams, Watson.
No, Dunze is the only one I believe in.
Yeah, I'm fine going back-to-back drafts with the Dunze and
Watson could have a good season, but I'm not willing to bet that Jordan Love plays all 17.
Wait, you think like he's a bench risk?
No, I think Jordan Love could get hurt.
Oh, that's weird. Really?
Got hurt last year.
Well, yeah, but like I think out of all the he's more of a pocket passer. I don't think he's very likely to get hurt, you know.
Let me check this out. Before I say something that is not true, let me check this out real quick.
All right. So we're on the clock in 2 picks. If Montgomery falls to us next pick, I know there'll be 4 running backs, but that is a steal at this price. We also have Christian Watson we can throw in there as our 3rd receiver. If you're not a believer in him, I think he's as good as any of these receivers later on. We can probably just pick 2 out of these later rounds and then just shore up running back like here and now.
So In 2024, Jordan Love had an MCL knee
Got 5
sprain.
seconds. You want me to get
Just
Montgomery?
pick one. Just
Okay.
pick one. I'm doing something.
Yeah, let's go Montgomery.
It better not have been Watson.
Nope. We're going
Okay.
Montgomery. Okay.
All right, sounds good. I think that's a good pick. So he's played through a lot of the injuries that he's had, but he's had a lot of them.
Yep. Last year, so there's supposed to be like a changing of the guard last year, injury wise. Apparently, he went to a specialty clinic. His main problem was that he was very off balanced. Like one of his legs was reported to be like 20% larger than the other one or something. He worked with movement specialists and to get his body readjusted and balanced out. And apparently, that is why the Packers have so much more confidence in him to stay healthy. And he was pretty healthy last year, especially relative to the rest of his career, because I think he had a season-ending injury every year so far or something. This last year was the only exception. And more importantly, the Packers' actual roster moves cement the feeling that they think they can roll with the guys they have there, just the three. They shipped out Dontavian Wicks. And I think Bo Melton, who is like their fifth receiver, is going to have to play more defense this year or something, because he's also a pretty gifted cornerback. And so that, and then also they got rid of Romeo Doubs to the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
And that just leaves Watson as, to me, like the clear cut number one receiver. He's basically the CD Lamb on that team. He's like the number one target to me.
He's just the number one. He's not
Yeah.
CD Lamb.
Yeah. Bad player comp, but like main target there.
Yeah, wide receiver.
Then you got Jaden Reed, who is a phenomenal player. He gets hurt a lot, but he's just a classic slot guy. And then Matthew Golden, of course, on the outside, just a really fast X, just downfield threat. I don't think he'll do much more, but there's actually been a lot of noise around Matthew Golden this year. Like he's supposedly going to take a big step forward and stuff like that.
I think he will. I like Matthew Golden a lot from his Texas days, man.
You'll like this, and that tidbit was coming from former Packers players like Randall Cobb and some of the other older receivers that they invited for the team day, basically.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a good source to get it from. Former players typically know the eye test pretty well. But yeah, I don't know. I liked a lot of what Golden did when he was at Texas, and I thought that he performed pretty well for a rookie last year.
I thought he was a disappointment relative to his draft capital one, and then where people were paying for him in best ball too.
Well, yeah, for a fantasy standpoint, he probably underperformed quite a bit, but from an actuality standpoint, he played pretty well for a rookie.
We're real quick. We're about to go up on the clock again. Dak's just coming out there. If we just want to, he just got taken. Quarterback, I love Mahomes. Lawrence is under too. Yeah, Mahomes.
I like Mahomes. I like what Kansas City did with their offense, picking up Kenny Walker. They made some moves at receiver last year that should translate pretty well this year. We'll see what happens if Worthy can get better. If he does, I do think he's got a bit of Tyreek Hill in him. Not as good, but I think he's got a bit of that going for him.
Yep.
But what I'm most excited about is that Kenny Walker addition. I think that'll do some wonders for Mahomes, take the load off of him a little bit, and he'll be able to settle in, run the offense the way that he actually needs to, instead of trying to be a Superman all the time.
Yeah, no, and we got the stack. We got the two on the same team because we can certainly see 40-yard screen to the house 2 to 3 times this year coming up for Kenneth Walker in this offense. Okay, so we have 4 really solid running backs, like monster running backs. One of the best quarterbacks, 2 good high floor receivers with some ceiling potential. To me, we need receivers here and tight ends. I think Jaden Reed is a no-brainer for me. But here's the rest of the board. Stevenson falls. That'd be great, but 5 running backs we don't really need. Tony Pollard
Let's
is
say
also
running back real quick because the quarterbacks at this level, unless we really
no.
think somebody out there
I
is
think it's
crazy.
just receiver or tight end all the way. I think this is Jaden Reed or Wandale, honestly.
I like Wandale the best, but if you like Jaden Reed, we don't have him anywhere.
Yeah, let's go read this this draft just to mix it up a bit because we did just take Wandale, and then almost our whole team is going to be the same. And we're going Flanoy later. So
It's too hard not to pick up a guy like that when he's falling that far, and he's really gonna have 6 touchdowns on the season at least. Like that, it's
I'm
really
okay with like 50% Flanoy this
yeah.
year, like straight
It's
up. Like
so difficult to stay away from, especially when you take into account CD does get hurt, and you take into account Pickens has a lot of off weeks,
yeah, and
and
they got rid of
Pickens,
Tolbert.
yeah, and we got rid of Tolbert. There is a firm belief in the Cowboys system that Brian Flournoy is ready to take over as wide receiver 3 de facto. And with CD's ability to play both inside and out, and Flournoy's ability to run all the outside routes, I'm a huge fan of what those two in tandem bring together, and specifically what Flournoy brings to your team at the end of a fantasy draft.
I can't wait for Flanoy's touchdown prop to open up wherever it does. It's probably like 2.5 somewhere. 2.5. Yeah, we're
It'd be crazy.
Match
It'd
that.
be crazy to have that. That'd be wild. There's no way that they don't take into account that he's full-time wide receiver 3 now. Like there
You
really
would be
isn't
surprised. So the best prop bets usually have to do with roll adjustments because the books just take a little bit longer to catch up.
That makes sense.
A
So if you
little
get him
longer.
early, yeah.
Yeah, so usually like Sunday nights, honestly, after football's over, as soon as they release the lines, on Sunday night, I'm up like on underdog, just pricing out, and then I always place at least one set of bets Sunday night because I know the lines are going to be bad because they're not taking into account this receiver got injured or this team just played the hardest defense in the league. Of course, they're going to be, like
Yeah.
there's still
It's gonna
edges.
look a lot better
There's
next
still
week,
edges if you know where to look.
Gotcha.
And we'll be doing a lot of that this season for sure. Like we saw with Caleb Williams at 36.99 passing yards. Like what do you think could happen?
Yeah.
If anything, they're betting on an injury. They are saying
okay. So that's what I was thinking too. I was like, with some of these numbers that they were projecting for the quarterbacks, I was like, dude, if these guys are playing full 17s, they're screwed.
Yeah, because if they have to either be baking an injury or that he's not going to be playing like the last 2 games of the season or something. Not even just the last 1 game because he hit 4,000 yards last year in his last year was his rookie, yeah, Caleb.
Sophomore season, I think.
Sophomore year. Okay. So 4,000 years, but he's only going to take a step up further this year again.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
It's not like they reinvested a running back or anything. They're bringing back the same 2 dudes. Yeah. So they're not going to hand it off anymore. We already know what these 2 can do, Kyle Monunga and Swift. Like,
well, maybe the offensive line might have taken a step forward.
They probably did.
So if that's the case, we might actually see a little more handoffs to the running backs. But Caleb does benefit from that because he plays pretty well out of the pocket. And play action passes are going to more than likely end up with a rollout or him having to move off the spot every now and then.
I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I find it really hard to believe that they have the player props where they have them right now.
Yeah.
But it does also give you a little pause when you go to, smash the over. You're just kind of like, why is it this slow, huh? What do you know?
Wait, you're supposed to wait before you place bets? I thought you're just supposed to just –
oh, well, I mean, full send is full send, bro. If you got the confidence, you may as well. But, if you see something that – and we were talking about it with David Montgomery's touchdown prop.
5.5
touchdowns. It's too good to be true. Like, it's too good to be true. Something is going to happen, and it's not going to pay out.
Yeah. Well, it's a gold start. Like
it's hard not to pick it. It's hard not to smash the button.
Real quick, we got a 1 pick till we're on the clock. It's a 1 QB, 4 running back, 3 receivers. Got Mahomes.
Thank you.
You want Wandale, Myers? I think those 2 stand out here. Pearsall.
Where's Jacoby now?
Myers.
Jacksonville.
Still in Jacksonville.
Hey, he could have a pretty good season.
He's a steal back here. He's the same bet as Wandale. We're talking like 7 to 10 targets,
Well,
right? And
let's go Jacoby this draft just so we get some exposure there.
yeah, I also love
I
Pearsall's
like
point.
Pearsall a lot.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Pearsall, but I like the idea of Myers better just because I think Trevor Lawrence is slightly better than Brock Purdy.
That's interesting.
Slightly better. I didn't say he was like far and away head and shoulders the better. I didn't say he was head and shoulders, you know. But I do think he is slightly better than Brock Purdy.
Was that a Trevor Lawrence joke?
It was a Trevor Lawrence joke. He's got the hair. He does the Head and Shoulders commercials, and I don't think he's head and shoulders above Brock Purdy. I think he's a hair better.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a real pretty pun you got there.
All right, I'll cut it out.
Gotta cut it out because Brock beat Scissors.
All right, you ruined it. You can recreate that laugh if you try.
I don't think I can recreate that laugh. Both Wandale and Pearsall fell to us. Same thing with Michael Pittman. So this is
I don't really want Michael Pittman. I'm not a fan of Michael Pittman. I don't want him. But Pearsall is cool. You know how I feel about Wandale. I like Travis Kelce a little bit in this range too.
Yeah, we don't have a tight end yet, so I'm cool with Kelce or Pearsall. I think either are great.
Let's go Kelce for now because that's got a lot of ceiling. And then we got Mahomes. Do we have Mahomes in this draft?
We do. Yep. So that's a solid. Solid pick.
That's the best stack available as far as Kansas City in my mind. I mean, if we can get like, I don't really know how to predict Xavier Worthy's season, man. Because
I got some
receivers learn how to block out there. Zay Worthy turns into Tyreek Hill 2.0 because they can just run quick screens all day to him.
He's too small to block.
The other guys need to block for him.
Rashi and Kelce.
Yeah, if those guys can figure out their blocking the way that they were doing it for Hill, they can start running those quick screens all day again.
Well, Hill's what set Hill apart was the downfield target.
Well, he had actual route running ability. Don't get me wrong, but I think
they have the short yardage stuff already. I think they have all the yards after the catch stuff that they need with Rashi, and then Kelce basically mirroring the route on the other side, or just finding the hole in the zone.
I was talking about just in terms of being able to take their offense back to basics. Like what made Mahomes truly successful in those early years was being able to get the ball out quick. And when that didn't happen, he could run around.
Yeah, their offensive line's been a lot worse since back then. And they've just started playing small ball in a way that we're not used to seeing. I think
they're taking a lot more dink and dunks and checkdowns, which is kind of odd for Mahomes. But I guess when you don't have Hill doing what he's doing downfield,
exactly,
you are kind of relegated to having.
And he may be back this year, by the way. He's visited Kansas
I was
City.
reading that. Yeah, I was reading that. I wasn't sure if it was actually going to follow through, but I did figure when he left Miami, there was going to be a bit of at least a one-time reunion where they met up to see if they would sign the contract.
So that would be bad for Worthy. That's probably the worst thing that could happen to Worthy is Tyreek Hill signing there because they do the same thing.
But it would be good for us and Kelce and Mahomes.
Oh yeah. We'd like that.
So we would be fine with that.
Yeah.
To quote Kirk Cousins, you like that.
I like that.
I like that.
You like that? You like that?
I do like it, Kirk Cousins. That was a great game.
Thank you for reaffirming my preferences.
And it's not incorrect to say it. The Redskins played really well that game because Kirk Cousins played for the Redskins. Go ahead, correct me now. You can't. He did.
No, it's history.
It happened.
Can't correct history.
You can cancel it though, apparently.
Cancel it. You can dread it. It arrives anyways, or whatever Thanos says.
It already happened anyways.
Yeah, or whatever Thanos
you
said.
Could dread it. You could not
run from it. It already happened.
Make movies about it. Either way, it already happened.
Alter the footage so that way it looks like that dude's telling Forrest Gump to go pee.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. They did do that.
It already happened.
Anyway. I believe he said he had to go pee.
I believe he said he had to go pee.
And since 1, I wasn't hungry but thirsty, and 2, they was free, I must have had me about 15 Dr. Peppers.
50. The
That's an
Sunday.
absurd amount of Dr. Pepper. I don't think
Well,
even in my
that is a
prime I
lot.
drank 15 Dr. Peppers.
We're on the clock here again. We got a 1-4-4-1 build. I think a quarterback makes sense.
Quarterback makes sense, but it's
Malik
Malik
Willis
Willis and Sam Darnold.
or Darnold. Yeah, maybe we sit out. We want to go Higgins, receiver, Goddard, Fergo.
Fergo.
Okay.
If it's
All right.
between Goddard and Fergo, I'm going Fergo every time. Unless
I've got Goddard in that 1v1 because I think that with the AJ Brown no longer being there, Goddard was already a monster goal line target. So that 11 touchdowns last year. I think that's going to go up this year, and then he's just going to catch 1 to 2 more passes a game. Ferguson, on the other hand, has increased target competition from, of course, Pickens and Lamb. And then Flanoy, we think, is going to do some damage. So I think Ferguson's going to he's going to find himself in this role where he's only getting 7 to 10 yards down the field targets, the soft part in the zone or the flats. And that'll sneak him out for some touchdowns, but I don't like him for 800 yards. I like Ferguson more for like 500 yards and like 5 touchdowns or something. Rather than like an actual ceiling. Whereas Goddard, I feel, has like 800 to 1,000 yards in him. A lot more catches, more of his team's target share, and more touchdowns. I think Goddard just is way stronger this year. Back on the clock. Goddard's there. We also had Jordan Mason, Malik Willis, Sam Darnold, Dr. Jones.
I mean, I like Cam Ward, but not really in the range right now. Sam Darnold would be nice, but no reason to take him.
5 seconds.
I don't know.
Let's go Willis.
Yeah, we don't have him really anywhere. Yeah. I don't think he's going to do shit in Miami, to be honest. But if he does, at least we got him.
He's a running quarterback, so we got to figure, he'll have a floor of like 15 points, just by virtue of he's going to sneak out of that pocket like 5-6 times a game. And we don't need any of his players with him because he can just run for it. So we don't have to like stack or worry about the rest of the offense. I think he'll be fine by himself.
Yeah.
Darnold probably has the way safer set of outcomes, though.
Yeah. I think Cam Ward has the highest ceiling. But
From these guys, that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, it's just the highest ceiling, not the highest floor. The highest floor is Sam Darnold. The wild card is obviously Malik Willis between the three, just because we don't know what the hell Miami's going to be next year.
Yeah.
But I do expect the moves that Tennessee made this season could potentially elevate them 2 levels instead of just 1. And Cam Ward will be the catalyst for what they do on offense this year. Tony Pollard's nice, but they're not putting the offense on the legs of Tony Pollard.
Yeah, but if he stays healthy, definitely another 1,000-yard season.
Oh yeah, and he's extremely useful and extremely helpful. He'll take a lot of the responsibility away from what the quarterback is needing to produce. You know what I mean? Like, we saw it in Dallas too. I mean, not for a long period of time, but for about a season and a half, Tony Pollard was able to produce some really effective numbers, and it made Dak Prescott's life a lot easier. So if he's healthy all year long, I do think Cam Ward has the tools and pieces around him to have an extremely successful season. I think anywhere between 39 to 4,300 yards would be in the realm of possibility next year.
Dude, you better like we need to bet alt lines on that because he's probably good. His prop right now is at 3,200, 3,300.
Yeah, but he's coming off. I'm saying if this is everything goes right, this is what the line will be like, because the players in system are really good this year.
Yeah,
like they made some moves. They made some really good moves to have their offense upgraded, and it's for this guy.
Fair. And they brought in the quarterback whisperer Dayball, right? And
Well, I mean, if you want to call him that, I'm not going to call him that. He didn't do shit with Daniel Jones.
I saw him turn Josh Allen around. Now, how much of that was Josh Allen was going to get better anyways? I don't know. I just know that he's extremely inaccurate and was struggling for a long time. I mean, he was giving God, who were the two? Tyrod Taylor and there was another quarterback that they were in a three-way tie. But that was my point, is that he's giving like these journeyman quarterbacks shots at a at the job. Like he wasn't that good.
I wholeheartedly do not believe that at any point in time Tyrod Taylor was going to start over Josh Allen.
I think he started the beginning of that season over him.
I thought Josh Allen was the game one starter, but I'll check this out.
It's a 2-4-4-2 so far. Who do you want to take? I think we
go with your heart.
Okay. So I think we kind of need a receiver, but they all kind of suck. I like Travis Hunter here on the upside shot, but who knows if he's actually going to play.
Dude, you could not have been more wrong about who started over Josh Allen.
Why is that?
It was Nathan Peterman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you go back to that,
over as the starter in week 2, though. Like, it's not like Nathan Peterman gave it a good run as the starting quarterback of the Buffalo Bills.
I'm just saying there was some quarterback controversy there.
And that is the trend for rookie quarterbacks now, especially ones that aren't like your Cam Wards or ones that like you give them time to sit on the bench and then you put him in at the bye week. But the Bills were not going to wait for the bye week because Nathan Peterman is Nathan Peterman.
It was actual controversy though at the time, is what I'm saying. It really wasn't. It shouldn't have been close. It was because Josh Allen wasn't Josh Allen.
He wasn't. Yeah, he came from like I don't want to call it nowhere, but he didn't play anywhere prominent. Right? Yeah, like he didn't play for a Power 5 school. It's not like the dude was going to go and get a ton of recognition as a great quarterback.
No, but he needed to be developed. He needed time, and he learned that under Daboll. That's what I'm saying.
How long was Daboll even his coach?
For 9 years. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No, I don't even think he's been in
the Giants. We're up on the clock next. It's a 2-4-5-2, so we're really balanced right now. Running back thins out later. I'm okay with a running back. One of these receivers would be okay. I like Trey Tucker the best. I got no problem with Diggs. Probably end at the moment.
My problem with Diggs is we don't know who he's going to play for or if he's going to play.
Go running back, receiver.
Jerry Jeudy would be all right, but I know you don't like Cleveland's offense.
We'll go Jeudy. He's different than what we've drafted so far. I don't like Cleveland's offense, and I think he's going to have some. They double tapped a receiver in the draft. They took Concepcion. They also took Denzel Boston. Both guys are first round picks. So I think they're trying to move on to Jeudy.
Why even bring him in system then? That's weird.
Yeah. But I was okay with the pick because I don't have a lot of Jeudy this year, and I do think they're two rookies, but they all kind of do the same thing. They're all like middle of the field. Well, Boston's is a big outside guy, but Conception
Jeudy makes his most. Jeudy does his most work outside.
Really? Okay, then in that case, I think Conception will have to work in the middle because he's just smaller than the other two guys.
Shoot, man, I don't know. Judy's a really good route runner. He can play all like both spots, inside or outside.
I like the talent. I wish he had a chance in his career.
I mean, he had something nice brewing in Denver, but there was no quarterback really to work with him.
Yeah, and him and Sean Payton really went sideways.
Sean Payton goes sideways with everybody, bro. That dude has one of the most abrasive personalities in NFL history.
He just wants to show you that he's better than you, like at football, but he's also like not that dominant over people. He gets.
He's another one of those coaches. Like, dude, you had Drew Brees and you won one.
Yeah,
you got one with Drew Brees. Yeah. Waster, dog. You're a waster.
I think he gets the most out of his players, though. Like the Broncos really surprised me last year. I didn't think they were going to make it to the
I
NFC.
don't think that's
So
true
getting
at all.
the playoffs
The Saints had 5 Super Bowl teams, legitimate Super Bowl teams, and they won 1 Super Bowl. Now, 3 times,
that
granted,
Rams year.
2 times for sure they got fucked by the refs, but the rest of that, like the Minneapolis Miracle, what the fuck was that? He was definitely not getting the best out of his safety when that dude fucking whiffed the tackle. Like, I don't know. I don't believe in Sean Payton. This is going back to the Dallas days too, because like as soon as he left, we got better.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of established this thing in Denver, and it's working for them. I didn't like Bo Nix either. I didn't think he was that good of a quarterback. I still kind of don't. He's just been very successful.
Jury's out on Bo for sure, but he's definitely serviceable. He's earned his spot as a starter.
Yeah, I'm perfectly willing to eat the opinion that he's not a good quarterback because that's all he does is show me the opposite when he plays. It's just I don't know. I can't shake the feeling.
He passes the eye test a lot. The problem is it's not super pretty. Like it's not like Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers. It looks a lot more like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, although I think Baker's a little more like it's like slightly more polished Baker somehow.
Yeah, but Baker's only like rough because he just embodies that personality in his play style. Yeah, like he'll run downfield and run over a linebacker for no reason. Yeah. Or he'll be the lead blocker on an end around. And you just don't see a lot of other quarterbacks really going and doing that kind of stuff.
About to come on the clock here again. So you've got Tank Dell here stands out. It's a 2.462. We could probably do with a running back. Bigsby's on the board again. Quarterbacks Geno, Rodgers, Shador, and then receivers Tank Dell, Malik Washington stand out.
Let's go Shador to be super different in this draft because we've got no Shador and we did draft
about that 184. Do you want to go a skill position like a running back, Bigsby, or Tank Dell? Tank Dell, or
yeah. Okay. Tank Dell. I would be okay with Kiki Booty too, but I really don't know what
Kiki Booty.
It's booty, but yeah.
Kiki Booty. Why Kiki?
I really don't know what to make of the Patriots offense as a whole.
There's some talk about Kayshawn and the AJ Brown trade is going to get dealt to Philadelphia.
Okay. So I mean that might be something that he benefits from. But
you could see him keeping him too, though. The Patriots have taken some pretty young receivers the last 2 drafts, like Kyle Williams. It's 2 years ago, and then this last year was like I can't remember who else, but they continue to try and reload there.
They are not drafting well at that position.
What's up?
They are not drafting well at that position.
No, I mean that's evidenced by having to bring in Dobbs. I feel.
Yeah, what the hell is that? I mean, AJ Brown's definitely going to be their wide receiver 1 right off the bat. But
yeah, it's going to be awesome. All right, Shador here.
Yeah. If quarterback's the move, I like Shador out of this range. I mean, if Deshaun gets a full 17, then he's going to have an all right season. But whoever gets the start for Cleveland is going to have the better year. Yeah, like they'll have a solid year is what I should say out of that range of quarterbacks. Obviously, whoever gets the start will have a better year than the other guy. But
there's weapons there now. Between Boston, Fannin, Conception, Judkins if he's healthy, and Dylan Sampson, and then the offensive lines. Like I think the quarterbacks got everything they need to. I don't trust either Watson or Sanders to get the job done, though. I don't know if we're to have
fantasy pops. The thing is, like, we have quarterbacks who have good floor to high ceiling range already.
Yeah.
So having a guy like Shador, where I feel like he could have a couple pops a year, especially since he plays in a last place schedule in the AFC.
Yeah.
He has a few games this year that he's actually going to be playing against some dog shit teams.
Yeah, I get the Bengals twice.
Well, yeah, but there's also I guess it's second to last seed then. Cincinnati failed. Okay, then they get a third place schedule, which is still not very good.
Yeah. And we'll find out. We'll find that out in a month. I think the schedules. Okay, so we have a 3-4-7-2, which I really like this team so far because, like you said, with quarterback, I think we have all the floor and ceiling we need between Mahomes and Willis. And then Shador is just extra insurance at the position, and he completes a bet we already made with Jerry Jeudy. 4 running backs so far, which this is normal. I like to normally have 5 or 6 by this point in the draft, coming up on pick 200, round like 18, but or around 17. But I'm completely fine with this because our 4 are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. We got Jonathan Taylor, Ken Walker, David Montgomery, and Travis Etienne. So these are like four of our first 5 picks are running backs. So we're good to. I'm okay if we don't take another one, or if we just like patch it with Ollie Gordon here at the end and stick with 5, whatever. They're solid, right? We're not missing much production at all from these guys. And then 7 receivers so far, all good high floor guys. Smith and Odunze. Reed, I think, is going to be more involved, but definitely known for more of a ceiling potential, so not consistent. And then we've got the floor made up for with Jacoby Myers, another ceiling shot with Travis Hunter. He could be playing more defense this year, but I think he'll still have his spots. We'll see. Jerry Jeudy, we just talked about, and then Tank Dell, if he comes back healthy, could be the number 1 for Houston, or at least complement Nico with monster downfield upside. We saw multiple 100-yard games, 150-yard games, 170-yard games for Tank Dell when he was going. So hopefully he just comes back healthy, and then we've got our ceiling at receiver solved. Tight end is Kelsey and Jake Ferguson. So good, 2 good, solid, reliable tight ends, high floors, and some ceiling potential, just not, Brock Bowers or Colson Loveland or Trey McBride.
Yeah, probably won't be a lot of 3 touchdown games in their seasons, but yeah.
All in all, maybe 1 more running back, a couple more receivers, and 1 tight end. We got 4 picks left. On the clock here, let's see. Flournoy.
Do you think we can wait for Flournoy on the turn? Because I really like Cooper Kupp.
Okay. We don't have any Kupp. We're going to draft Flournoy on every single other team. I'm just taking Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, I'll put it this way. Like in the playoffs last year, I kept making money because I would bet Cooper Kupp's half PPR fantasy over like 5.5. Because I knew that guy was going to get 30 yards with the potential for a touchdown, or 4 catches. His reception prop was always a 2.5 or 3.5. Yeah, he's got to catch four passes for like 5-10 yards down the field. I think, as in his own words, it's JSN's time there.
I agree. Yeah, JSN is the best receiver in house, but that's not to say that Cooper Kupp still won't be productive.
He's gonna have his role, but this guy, Torrey Horton's gonna get healthy again. He was a great rookie for him last year. He just got hurt, but I think he had 6 touchdowns by like mid-season. By the time he was out, 5. And these weren't like incredible downfield targets, but they were always on the back. So similar to what we think Flournoy's role is going to be. I think he's going to get at least as much volume as Cooper Kupp this year. So
it looked like he was getting like 3 targets a game, though, if I saw that right.
Somewhere between 3 to 4 targets a game. But I think that's exactly where Cooper Kupp's going to end up. And Horton may even exceed that because he's just younger at this point. Coming up on our next pick here, do you want to go running back, a tight end, another receiver?
Let me check the players.
Yeah. Like Njoku, Ray Davis has like handcuff upside.
I don't love anybody
running backs or gross receivers. Sean Tucker is a goal line threat for the Bucks. We got that Ollie Gordon play in our back pocket, and then your rookie receivers that you like, Brazel, Fields.
Honestly, I don't. It feels like we'd be reaching on those guys, and I don't like anyone else up front.
I just start up Njoku just to round out our tight end room. Plus, I think that when he does get signed, that's some ceiling there. He can still play. He just got outplayed last year, and they were trying to see what they had in Fannin. Not to mention the quarterback situation. I think if he just goes to a better spot, it's the tight end 2 somewhere, we're looking at like 3 to 4 usable weeks for him, especially at tight end. I think he just rounds it out. Okay, let's start getting ahead on these next couple of picks. I think one more running back, like an Ollie Gordon type, where there's some upside, like a Sean Tucker would be great. I don't know if they'll make it back, but basically, I'm only interested in another running back if they are like this, where there's goal line roll baked in or handcuff end of season upside with Ollie Gordon. I can be talked into either of the San Francisco backups, Jordan James or Kalen Black, and give you the rundown on these guys too. But apart from that, I don't see anything else here. I think we just roll with 4 running backs and then try and either hit more tight end upside or receiver.
Somebody already drafted Kamara. I'm wondering.
Yeah. So Kamara does that one. Kamara goes like 150 here, Goo.
Yeah, so he seems to be getting picked up earlier and earlier. I'm wondering if there's been an update.
I don't know. How many picks we got left? 10 till our turn.
Trade rumor. What the hell? That was 16 hours ago.
Wait, what about?
It's a trade rumor, but it's like the Times of Indiana, so I would take it with a grain of salt. It's not even a Saints beat writer.
He said he was going to retire if they do trade him. Just a bunch of trade rumors. Yeah, I don't think anything's solid. All right.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
So from the receivers,
because it's weird. He's going earlier and earlier.
He's going at 150 right now. But yeah, he was like 160 last week.
The first 2 drafts that we were doing, he was waiting until the 200s to get picked.
I think it's because the Saints didn't add anybody at running back. They added ETN in free agency, obviously, but they didn't add any rookies to pad the depth. So I think they're still left with Devin Neal, who was I think he's out of Kansas last year. This will be his second season. I thought he was a pretty good runner. We'll see. It's hard to tell with as little involvement as he got last year. And then there's one more dude. There's one more dude who's a younger guy, has some juice in him last year. I just can't remember him off the top of my head.
What do we have?
Andre Miller. How did I forget? This guy was like crucified by the previous coaching staff. They basically put him on IR when he wasn't injured because they hated him that much. And I'm not kidding. I'm literally not kidding. The coach put him on IR so he didn't have to play him. But he's also not been able to stay healthy too. So he got his chance finally like last year, and he was involved, but he keeps getting hurt. It's his story. Okay, we got Ollie Gordon as a 5th running back potentially. If we want to go wide receiver, your boy Fields is gone, but I know some of these guys back here have some upside like Hurst. Do you want to get our 5th running back here or just keep adding receiver?
We should get a 5th running back because I'm actually not a believer in a Chen at all. Especially if Kamara does come back, he's going to take a big hit in production.
Just got Ollie Gordon because we got him last time. Now I think this has to be a receiver here, unless you want to go tight end.
I was going to say if there's a sweet tight end on the board, sure, but if there's not, receiver is the best bet.
Ingram, Ertz, Komet. Ertz could be interesting.
Actually, no, none of these guys are going to get anything.
Yeah, this dope guy could be really good because Juwan Johnson's kind of old, and he's a really good athlete. He's also a great run blocker, so that's going to keep him on the field in those 2 tight end sets. But I think he could actually be the starter if Juwan Johnson got hurt. That being said, does he make sense for our team? No, I think we need a little more wide receiver action here because our guys are pretty inconsistent overall. And even the floor guys like Myers and Judy, like these are huge question marks. Cup's not that strong. I think we got to go one more receiver, and hopefully it's
Oh
like an
yeah,
upside.
outside of the starters, there's not a
Yeah.
yeah.
So this Ted Hurst guy, elite prospect from Georgia State, just didn't play at a bigger school, more competition, but outproduced everyone. He's a huge body, could take a step forward. Jalen Lane, second year player, Commander's pretty good. And the rest of these guys,
All
just a
gadgets.
bunch, bunch of
All
nobodies.
gadgets,
Let
guys.
me start up Hurst, but does anyone stand out to you? 5 seconds.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, Ted Hurst is fine here. He's a really big body. He could easily be a replacement for the goal line shots that Mike Evans was getting. Again, his only question was like, why didn't you transfer to a bigger school, dude? Because he was like a great white swimming in a kiddie pool at Georgia State. He just dominated there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could it possibly have been because he liked going to school there?
Yeah,
Like,
it could have been
is that
academics or whatever,
is
but
that something that people considered when they were asking that question?
no, no. Why didn't you go take more money to play less at a bigger school?
Right. So they there's no fathomable,
Go have Carson Beck throw you the ball for a little bit.
right. You know what I mean? Like it's not
That'll
it's
be
not
good for your
fathomable
career.
to think that somebody would just pick a place because they liked going there, but whatever, man. Like he knew he was going to be good enough to get to the league regardless of where he played. What does it matter if he went and played in Miami or if he played at, buttfuck Illinois? Who cares? Like
Yeah. Plus,
there's a dude who got drafted by Philly who never played it down in football this year. Like,
wow. Yeah.
yeah.
Good point.
All I'm saying is like they'll find you. If teams want you, they'll find you.
As soon as this draft ends, we'll do a quick recap of the team and then see what we want to do next. Top to bottom, Pat Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, Devontae Smith, Roma Dunze, Jaden Reed, Travis Kelsey, Travis Etienne, however you pronounce his name. David Montgomery, Jacoby Myers, Jake Ferguson, Malik Willis, Travis Hunter, Tank Dell, Shador Sanders, Cooper Kupp, David Njoku, Ollie Gordon, and Ted Hurst. There's just question marks everywhere, but this is exactly the kind of volatility plays that come with massive upside in terms of Tank Dell, David Njoku, Travis Hunter, Malik Willis, and Ted Hurst. Like to me, this back half is loaded with home run shots, and the front half is also has similar ceilings everywhere except for receiver. I think we definitely could have swapped out like the ETN pick or the Montgomery for maybe just a little more firepower there. But it was fun when we were doing it, and I still don't hate the way this team looks.
It's definitely different from what we've been going through the last 3 or 4 drafts we've done to this point. We don't have a lot of we have no Shador, we had no Jerry Judy, we had no Cooper Kupp. We definitely had no Njoku.
Yeah. Ted Hurst
we
is a new name
had
for
no Tank Dell. We only had Travis Hunter going in one spot. We have a ton of Jake Ferguson. So,
yeah.
I mean, we definitely went with a few players that we were clearly comfortable with, like Mahomes, Kenny Walker, Jake Ferguson. But we did fade our comfort at times, flat out going against the Flournoy pick that we normally make.
Yep.
So that does loan a bit of excitement to the lineup, at least as far as, hey, man, maybe this could do something special. But like you said, a ridiculous amount of question marks, and there is a good chance this team flat out flops.
I mean, we're gonna it's hard to see running back failing, right, or quarterback.
Right, but that receiving core is
too, but the receiving core, yeah, for DraftKings especially, like the full PPR.
Yeah, this could come back to bite us in the dick later on.
We got some of these floor plays here, but it's just too many questions, I think, right, between Kupp, Judy, and Hurst.
I don't see that many question marks for Cooper Kupp. Even if he's wide receiver 3 pushing for wide receiver 2, it's still going to be 5 to 7 targets.
I
Look at
just
that.
the same way
Look
that
at his target
Flanoy
range. That's
Flanoy has like that 20-point upside, I don't think Cup has a 20-point upside anymore. He got 12 targets in the Super Bowl and still didn't crack like, like
they only had 6 catches. New England's defense is good.
what are we saying here? What do you mean?
New
Like,
England
yeah,
has
he
like
only had 6
New
catches.
England has like the best cornerback tandem in the NFL right now, don't they? Like,
Cup only
am I
got
making
so
that
many
up?
targets because he's the alternative option on the backside, right? Like, so you can see like the hole. But my point is, like, what are these depths of targets here? So 10 yards a catch, 10, 9, 12, 14, fine.
Yeah,
But
but those
it's not
are
like
just
he's
the Sam
getting
Darnold specials, though. It's not like that dude's running around slinging the football.
no, and they're not going to need to for a lot of games either because the defense is so good. And that's my thing with Cup is like him or
Oh, but
Floyd
look
straight
at
up.
the long though. Like he's got good long receptions, 23, 13, 21, 24, 21, 16, 24. So he's still got the pop.
I don't know.
He's
He's just
still getting down the field, man. And Darnold's clearly looking at him down there. What is that average? Is that average yards per like average depth per route or what the hell is that?
no, it's not going to be that event. It's just how many yards per
Oh,
catch.
average yards per catch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah, like that's the actual data that we need, right? And maybe as the summer goes on, we can look into reception perception, like Matt Harmon's data. He's got some great figures, like average depth of target, like really detailed breakdowns of just advanced statistics for receiving for receivers and tight ends.
Yeah.
But not counting that, I think just situationally, a Cup to me is aging on a team where there are good younger players around him, not just JSN, right? But I think Torrey Horton at this point in his career could be better or at least the same as Cup. There's other role players that are similar to Cup on the team, like AJ Barner, kind of gives you these stat lines a lot: 4 for 6 for 40 and a touchdown, that kind of stuff. And then they're just going to be running a lot when they can because the defense is, choking the life out of a lot of the other teams they're playing. I just don't see a good volume out floor or ceiling combo for Cooper Cup a lot compared to someone like Flanoy, anyways, in the same price range. But you feel the same way too. I think we're just trying to get some variety with this draft, and that
Well,
week 17. Go ahead.
yeah, Cooper Cup wasn't available in the same range that Flournoy was. There
I
was
thought we
somebody.
went straight up over.
We took somebody else. Exit out of Cooper Cup's thing.
Yeah. So we took him at 193. I think we can review the board to see who was on the page. But I think it was for variety when we were in the moment, which is fine. It just it's not a pick I'd be making a lot. Yeah, so we took Cup here, and then Flanoy went a few picks after. But literally every draft you and I had together.
Think we went, but I think when we were actually looking at Flournoy, we went with Shador instead.
Yeah, I mentioned him back here, but we knew we needed a receiver the next pick. So
yeah, we said that we can spin around to the flop. Yeah, I thought Flournoy might make it one more round. To be honest,
he's becoming a buzz name in a lot of and a lot of like the geekier side of the best ball. A lot of the content creators I listen to and enjoy very much, starting to tout Flanoy more and more.
I mean, it makes sense. With George Pickens literally just signed his tender the other day. This was like 2 days ago. He just signed it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that there's going to be a lot of noise generated around Flournoy, especially with how Jerry Jones and George Pickens' personalities seem to kind of clash. Pickens wants to be catered to, and Jerry Jones doesn't cater to wide receiver too.
Yeah, or anyone really. He's
except
for Dak
and Tony too. Tony got whatever he wanted whenever he was in his prime.
Went to like family.
I'd heard that he got married to his niece or something like that, but I never actually looked it up to verify.
Yeah, I don't know. That he's Dex the daddy comment is
It's
pretty.
one of the most wild comments I've ever heard in my entire life. But a few seasons later, he was talking about something else about his player.
Oh yeah, that's right. The eight and 3/4 or something.
Yeah, whatever that was about. No, I don't know why that. I have no idea why that rumor was spread that he was dating a member of Jerry Jones's family. Apparently, that never happened.
That's crazy. Okay, so how do you feel? I don't think I got another draft in me. I'm good. I'm really losing steam here.
No, not another draft.
Okay. So maybe we can look at what's a good thing to look at in here? Let's start from my screen first. Well, we already ran through the props, right? But I did see that there were more things released. So I don't know if there's any more.
Oh, going through singular props.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Let me check Underdog and see if there's more stuff up. Underdog always takes forever on this computer.
Oh, wow. StreamYard has a teleprompter mode in case I'm too stupid to remember what I want to say.
I've been reading off a teleprompter this entire time.
Yeah, that's not surprising. You're too stupid to remember what you want to say.
I thought you were going to go with, I didn't know you could read.
No. I know you can read. Seen you do it a few times. Did it to draft right there.
Oh no, that's the magic of the prompter.
You were just saying stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's all in Braille.
So that means you're reading, though.
I guess it's a literacy.
You're literate.
I'm.
You know words, and you can read them in some kind of language, even if it's only Braillic.
Braillish.
Yeah, Braillic. Yeah. You don't like that.
I like Braillish better.
The Irish people are going to come after me for that one.
Billy Braillish.
What is a Billy Braillish?
Billy, it's like you know, that one singer. She has like that mumbly voice, and then you know.
Oh, she's like the bad guy.
Yeah, in
Beyonce.
Die Hard.
Yeah, it's Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce Knowles. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Australians in Atlanta.
Only know one, but he's the best.
We know two, actually. Remember? We met the other one.
We met another Australian?
Yeah. He worked at the deli, or he owned the deli or something. And then we went to get a sandwich there.
Nice. I don't remember his sandwich.
Remember, he gave us a ride in his giant kangaroo. We hopped in the pouch, and then we went to wrestle a crocodile, and you know,
how could I have forgotten that? Crocodile wrestling in Georgia. Yeah, how could I have forgotten that?
Typical Australian stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of these are the same. I think I saw either season
spiders, like big old spiders, Harry Potter sized spiders. Fought several of them.
I was hoping for I could have sworn I saw season win totals out earlier on Underdog.
Season win totals? Oh
yes.
Goodness.
Which is weird to see before the schedule. I think we can also look at things like most like touchdown, like Super Bowl odds and stuff. But just a quick way to round out the show. I don't have another draft to me, but we can look at like futures markets and stuff.
They really are marketing this to the finance bros, aren't they?
Yeah. Absolutely. Have you messed around with Kalshi yet, or Kalshi? However you pronounce it?
No, what is it?
It's just they define themselves as a prediction market like site, but it's a way to bet on everything pretty much. Is how it goes.
Oh, yeah, I have heard about it, but that's like you can bet on whether it's like gonna rain tomorrow or something stupid like that, right?
I haven't seen that, but probably you can bet
But
on like
it's the dumb things
what
every day.
our announcers get to say in a certain game, or like what is Trump going to mention in his like next speech. Like you can bet on all that. Hey, they do have win markets up already, so let's take a look at this.
Yeah. That Kelsey's probably the reason for all of Trump's crazy tirades on Truth Social.
So yeah, you can. Yeah, I firmly believe there's a lot of insider trading, and it's probably already been proven.
Well, I mean, there
Somewhere.
was the dude who bet that there was going to be a streaker during the game and then streaked during
Super
the game.
Bowl.
So
Hey,
who's to say Trump's not out here like, oh, they're going to mention this on Truth Social, and then he's the one out here mentioning it on Truth Social.
I'm with you. I absolutely believe stuff like that happens every day.
Especially
So
with
any of
this
these stand out to you? Like just looking at them, Arizona 4+ wins. A lot of people think that's likely. Okay, 5+ wins. They don't think it's as likely. So the market seems to be stuck at like 4.5. Um, Atlanta 8 wins, 7 wins in the NFC South. That sounds realistic. Who knows? Baltimore 12 wins. I don't think so. 10 wins. Less than half people think so, right? Like any of these stand out?
Yeah, they're all stupid.
They're all what, too high?
Uh, yeah, I don't think Arizona's winning 4 games.
Buffalo, I think the ten
I
is
think
like
Atlanta could win 8, but they could also lose 10. So
Carolina
Baltimore,
over 7 is a good it's a good
Baltimore,
line.
do you think Baltimore's really going to lose 10 games back or like 8 games back to back seasons?
I know the Steelers roster has gotten top to bottom better, except the glaring hole at quarterback if Aaron Rodgers doesn't show up and play. Doesn't show up.
Agreed.
That's the only spot that they're going to be worse at. But everywhere else, they should be better than they were last year. So that's one team they're going to have to contend with. The Browns probably still suck. Probably won't beat the Ravens twice. So you maybe count 2 wins there. And then the Bengals, count them as toss-ups. Those games get pretty crazy with how much those teams hate each other, the Bengals and the Ravens. It's kind of like 1-1. They did poorly last year, right? So they're gonna get I can't remember
An
they finished
easier
in the
schedule.
division. Didn't they almost win the division, or didn't they end up pulling it out? I remember them being completely unfavored and then almost squeaking it out because everyone
No,
tanks so hard.
I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh won the division.
Okay. So, like a moderate schedule, Lamar probably won't be hurt again this year, so you can see them taking a step forward. 10 wins feels high to me. I think this is right that most people are right to say this is not likely to happen, not as likely as it is not to happen. I think I'd put their win total at like 9.
I think I like Chicago's 10 win total.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they won the division this year. But the Lions should be back, and the Vikings should take a step forward, and the Packers never go anywhere, it
The
seems.
Vikings took a lateral step.
I think they're going to take a step forward this year. I know you don't like Kyler, though, and that's probably the center of the disagreement.
Yeah. They took a lateral step this year. In fact, they probably might have taken a half step backwards because at least JJ McCarthy was young.
McCarthy just sucked.
So does Kyler, bro. I don't
Name
know
your
what
three.
anybody sees in Kyler Murray. I don't get it. He's sick. He's like 2 feet tall. He doesn't move out of the pocket well. He watches no film. He barely makes throws on time, and when he does, they're not accurate. Like there's just not good things in Kyler Murray's football repertoire other than the fact that he used to be able to improvise really well.
I can just see them being middle of the road at offense, and that will be such a light year of improvement. People will have mispriced Addison and Jefferson as a result. I do think Hawkinson's past it though. I didn't like anything I saw of that guy last year.
I don't know. Minnesota's offense, and like I'll believe it when I see it, bro. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at with Minnesota's offense. If you want to sell if you want to buy Justin Jefferson, feel free.
Yeah,
But where he's going in drafts, where he's going in drafts, I want no part of him. I'd rather have CD. I'd rather have Amon-Ra. I'd rather have anybody else, really. Well, I mean, within the first round framework, I'm not trying to let Justin Jefferson drop to the third round. You know what I mean?
All right. How about some of these totals here? Bengals 10 plus wins. Half the people are saying that. That's pretty crazy. That seems high to me for a team without a defense.
But then
how do I bet no?
The same amount of people have Cleveland winning games too.
Same amount of people have Cleveland winning 7 games. No, 6 plus.
6 games, but it's only what 12% off. Think that both Cleveland can win, Cincinnati can win 10, and Cleveland can win 7. It's not a lot.
Yeah, so this market doesn't see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like they think in the same division, the Ravens are going to have 9,
12 wins, and then the Cincinnati will have 10 wins.
This only has the 44 here, but they don't have a lower. Do they have a lower? Yeah, here we go. Okay. No pays 78 cents. I wonder what yes pays. I don't know. 70 cents to the dollar. Is this $1? 9 plus ones? No. 13. That's crazy.
Is this the only site that has win totals up right now?
I think because they don't, these guys aren't on the hook, right, for the listing the line. It's people put money into the site and then you land on either side. I think that's why they do. I could have sworn on Underdog earlier today I saw like team futures, like conference winner, stuff like that. Hey, look, Carson Beck's regular season starts already jumped up a game. We should have hammered that, dude. 3.5. Yeah, that was a no-brainer in hindsight. That's a market though. Like this is a kind of bet I normally don't place. I don't feel strongly about it.
No, man, because like what happens if the OG starter actually just pops off and then they don't turn it over to Carson Beck? Like,
well, Brissett's already kind of laid the grounds for him not, because he's asking for starter money already. Yeah. Okay, what else we got here?
But I guess when your competition was drafted in the third round, it gives you a little bit more confidence in what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's Carson Beck. It's like he knows.
Yeah, it's not a world beater at quarterback. I just think Carson Beck right now can play pro football as is. Like he doesn't need the year to mature or this or that. But I think that we're gonna watch Carson Beck's ceiling right out of the gate.
Yeah, which may not be very high, right?
I don't think it's very high. I think it's serviceable NFL player. And if you're a serviceable NFL player and you get 17 starting games, chances are you're going to do all right.
I could see he's like 80% of Jackson Dart, like with most of the running ability, but the not even a mediocre arm. I don't think Beck's a good passer of the football, man. I just don't. But they have the
Miami
tool.
paid him $8 million for something, so I don't
I don't
know.
know. Malik Willis is the starter this year too. We'll see. That's
That's
what I was saying earlier. There's not 32. Why aren't there just 32 Burrows out there, or like 32
okay. There
Dak?
aren't 32 Joe Burrows in the
Okay, how
world.
about 32 Daks? How about like
There aren't 32
32
Daks in
Purdy?
the world.
32 Purdy's then. There aren't 32 Brock Purdy's out there,
There might be.
right? Or 32 Darnolds. Like,
Well, the problem NFL scouts exist. Like they have to find the guy, right? And then let's look. I know everybody's like, oh, the pros are the best of the best, but the reality is there are a ton of people in life who chose different paths than athletics.
yeah,
There's a very good chance that a lot of people who took a different route could be way better than what we're watching in the NFL. But because they chose to go play this or go do that or go be a scientist or benefit society in a way that's meaningful,
boo.
yeah, I know we are deprived of watching them play football. Andrew Luck is a prime example of that. Like, we should still be watching Andrew Luck playing football, but he was like, nah, fuck this. I'm out. I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah, I'll go make all the money without my neck.
Without having to put my life on the line, and this dumbass owning staff doesn't want to put a fucking team around me. No offensive line, make me get hurt every year. Fuck that shit. But that's what I'm saying is there are a ton of players. We saw it a few years ago with the 49ers. They had a rookie linebacker, Chris something. But he was like with Aldon Smith and all those guys, and they thought that they were going to just pop off and be the best like linebacking crew ever. And this dude retired after his rookie year.
Because
everybody was like, why are you retiring after your rookie year? And he was like, well, this was always the plan. And it's like, what do you mean this was always the plan, bro? Most people get drafted, have a good rookie year, and then go on to have a good career. And he was like, yeah, I will, just not in football. I can't remember his last name, but I wish I could right now. I'm going to Google that.
Dude, this Green Bay 10 plus wins.
They're not winning 10 games this year.
Get out of here. Buy no 11 plus wins. So if I put $10, that would give me 13 back. Okay. That's not that great of odds. 11 plus though seems like a just slam shut.
Chris Borland. Yeah, that was what I wanted to call. I kept wanting to call him Chris Brolin, but yeah, Chris Borland. And it was him and Aldon Smith and all those guys, and it looked like they were just going to be one of the best linebacking cores ever. And then he bailed on him. But that's all to answer the question of why aren't we watching 32 at least serviceable quarterbacks? It's also because there aren't 32 serviceable offensive lines. There aren't 32 serviceable receiving cores. And there aren't 32 serviceable RB1s.
Yeah, that's all fair, especially the offensive line point. It's seen perfectly good quarterbacks just get crippled. Like, I didn't think Gino had a terrible year last year, but I think it was really accelerated.
I would have liked to have seen what he could have done if the team was at least halfway competent. Like, just halfway competent, because he played so well in Seattle the year before. I was really excited to see what he could do if he wasn't going to be bounced around again. But Vegas had no plans of taking care of that, man. They just wanted to tank, get their guy, and move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it happens quite often. In fact, we're seeing it more and more with rookie quarterbacks, young quarterbacks being given up on and having success on their second teams rather than the first teams, or having success after having been sat for a few years or so. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to say gone are the days of the day one starter, but I am going to say that if your day one starter doesn't go to a team that's ready for a day one starter, that dude's fucked.
Yeah.
Poor Mendoza.
Let's see. Yeah, their line's kind of interesting, right? 6 wins. They're good
Not
to
winning
play.
6 fucking games.
They're going to play in a reloaded division, man.
They're predicting a 4-game improvement for this team.
5 wins gives you, so if I put in $10, gives me $2 return. If I say no to 5 wins, if they win 4 wins, then I get a tune at like implied odds are 39%. So if I say no to 6 wins, that seems like okay to me.
I'm just simply not betting on Vegas to do anything.
This team loses twice against the Chiefs, twice against the Broncos, and
They're not going to lose twice against the Chiefs, though.
They're not.
They're not. They don't lose twice against Mahomes. They don't do
because
it.
they kept Crosby.
I don't know. Maybe he just really hates Mahomes 1 game a year. I can't tell you. Like they just for whatever reason, 1 game a year, Vegas beats Kansas City.
So I think I can tell. Well, we have to see the schedule to know for sure. But
like this is definitely too early to be picking win totals for sure. I mean, it's definitely nice to get a look at like where the social psychology feels that teams are going to end up.
Yeah,
but
dude, that Packers 11 wins is a joke.
Dude, this is all a joke. Minnesota 9 wins. Get the fuck out of here. Minnesota is going to win 3 games this year at best.
They're not going to win 3 games. They're going to
win.
At
best, they're going to win 3 games. Like, you're right. They probably won't. They'll probably win 1. They might go winless, dude. This is a bad team because they got a bad quarterback.
I think the Patriots are inflated here as well. 10 plus wins.
Like,
have you seen the reports that Vrabel might not be their coach next year?
Because the AFC East is so weak, regardless of who they have on the field, as long as they have decent guys, they'll be fine. But the AFC East is weak as shit.
I can just see him taking a step back because they had such an easy schedule last year.
It's going to be that easy again this year. The division didn't get any better.
They're going to be playing the number 1 schedule this time around, so the number 4. They had a historically weak schedule last year.
What does that mean? They're playing Pittsburgh. They're playing whoever won the South. They're playing whoever won the West.
Jaguars. Yeah.
Who won the West last year? The Broncos.
The Broncos.
Which could be a hard game. But
I think the AFC West could be the best division of football next year.
It's probably going to be the best division of football. I don't know.
The NFC could be good.
The problem is the Giants could just flop again.
Oh yeah,
and the Commanders could just flop again too. Like, I'm very nervous about the bottom of the NFC East. I think Dallas and Philly will be fine.
I think the Commanders only flop if Daniels gets hurt.
I don't know.
The defense looked really bad though last year.
It did. It looked horrible, especially in the games against Dallas. It looked fucking awful.
They were hurt though, but yeah.
I don't. But that seems to be a recurring problem in Washington too. The same way it is in San Francisco. Like, but they were hurt. Seems to be a pretty fucking common line.
Yeah, 6 wins for the Jets. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't like that for the Jets either.
Jeez, how much do I get if I bet 10 on this guy? $8. Yeah, this is a bet I probably would make. No 6 wins for the Jets. Philly, this is kind of inflated. 10, 11 wins. They're probably good for 9 wins for sure.
No, I see Philly for 10. I see Philly for 10, and I see Dallas for anywhere between 9 to 11.
Yeah,
really, maybe even 9 to 12. But
Seattle 10 wins. You think so? It's the defense coming back, like in full.
Most of it. I mean, most of them are young, so there's probably a good chance they're going to be able to come back. San Francisco is not winning 10 games.
You don't think so?
No.
That's a tough division too.
No, they're not winning 10 games, bro.
How many did they win last year? They won a lot for as bad as things went.
Probably won 11.
I could see them. They're going to be better this year. They should be better.
Everyone's older.
But less hurt, hopefully, because last year they had injuries all up and down the defense and offense.
Yeah, but so apparently their injuries are being caused by their proximity to.
I heard that like an
the electrical field. Yeah, like
yeah, I don't think
apparently it's supposed to weaken your body.
49ers were 12-5 last year, which is just insane. What a great Shanahan deserved coach of the year last year for as many injuries as he had.
Well, the main guy didn't get hurt though. Like the catalyst for their offense stayed healthy, which was
he did it with a backup quarterback, no George Kittle, no receiver.
Play with the backup quarterback anyway. Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant, bro. He was picked 250 fucking. He was picked whatever the fuck.
He's in the top half of starters in the NFL.
Yeah, but that doesn't. We were just talking about this. That doesn't mean much these days. There aren't 32 real starters.
No, it means more because he's one of the 16 competent quarterbacks.
No, it just means he's in the top 50%. I don't think there's 20 good quarterbacks.
Are you saying Purdy's not a good quarterback? I think he's a good quarterback.
I think he's serviceable. I think Purdy is as good as the roster around him. I don't think Brock Purdy makes you better, and I don't think having him makes you worse. But I do not if you have a good roster around him, sure, he can be successful. We've seen it. But we've also seen him be unsuccessful with a bad roster. He does not make you better. He just doesn't lose you the game.
I think he can win you the game.
I haven't seen
Tampa at 9 wins. Get out of here.
If Baker stays healthy, that's real. They won 8 last year with Baker being hurt.
I just don't see it this year. I just don't.
It's literally if Baker is healthy. That's what it is. Like if Baker's healthy,
they're unlikely to get 9+ wins. That's what this is saying. Unlikely too. Okay.
It's all right.
Let's see some of these other markets. Pro Football Champions. The Rams are the favorite, which I think I agree with. Though they shit the bed in the draft.
I don't agree with that at all. You draft Ty Simpson at 13 overall, you're not winning the fucking Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, they needed to plug another starter somewhere. Just get that much better.
Anybody, like literally anybody. Draft any other position than the one that you just had a dude win MVP at, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Like, how are you that dumb?
I heard some insider I was gonna say insider baseball talk, but basically insider football talk, where like the owner of the Rams was is like buddy with Ty Simpson's dad,
wanting to bang Ty Simpson.
Pretty much.
The only explanation I can think of for that nonsense, bro. Like you don't do that. Like your boy just won MVP, shows no signs of slowing down, and you go and draft a quarterback 13th overall. When you could have waited and grabbed that dude in the 3rd? No way.
I wouldn't say no signs of slowing down is accurate. And there was a lot of
he just won MVP. That's literally his most successful season. Like I know the Super Bowl was there.
2 years ago, he had all the back and neck injuries and stuff, and people thought he was.
And he just won MVP last year. So what's more recent?
I know that, but it's not like the injury considerations or the age is going anywhere. In fact, it should be more heightened now than it was then. And the MVP, well,
I heard all this talk with Brady too, and I'm not saying Matt Stafford's Tom Brady, but I am saying that Matt Stafford has put together one of the longest careers and one of the most hurt careers, and still just been there, done that.
Should use that pick 13 on a lineman.
Should use that pick 13 on anything else.
Yeah.
On anything else that would have benefited your football team.
Yeah.
But they went and made the one pick that literally did not move the needle at all.
Hey, Dallas has a 5% chance here.
I buy 5%.
So $10 on a yes would get you what? Oosh. How you feeling? I don't think we could beat the Rams straight up. I don't think we beat the Seahawks straight up. Who else?
Dallas can beat anybody. That's not the problem. The
A
problem
lot of
is
these other
something
teams are
fucking can
getting
happen.
old.
The problem is Vegas is going to make a call and be like, yo, this many people got Dallas winning the Super Bowl. We got to shut that shit down now. And the refs will do it.
Oh, we'll be set up for prime martyrdom on the national stage. They'll let the Cowboys get to the Super Bowl for the ratings. There's no way in hell, we'll win
And
it.
just get worked.
Too
Yeah.
much money will come in on the other side, or too much money will come in on our side.
It depends on how much how badly we limp in there. Like,
We'd have to go up
get-
against the Chiefs to not be like, we have to go up against someone who's got like that marquee name as well.
But say
to balance it out.
there's like a sixth seed, like we just sneak into the playoffs. We shouldn't be there. And then we just go on a tear in the postseason. It'd be like the Giants playing the Patriots. You remember how heavily bet the Patriots were?
Yeah.
You remember why the Giants were allowed to win those two games? Why they didn't come up with some bullshit excuse to call those two crazy catches back? It's because Vegas would have lost a lot of money. But instead, they made a lot of money, which is cool. I'm not saying it's outright rigged, but if it is, that's we're not going to get one. We're not going to get one anytime soon. Especially since Jerry Jones really isn't pushing for it. The Cowboys are still the most valuable franchise in sports. Why the fuck would he need a Super Bowl?
I don't know. We haven't been hungry in a long time. Well, at least the staff and the owners.
His team is worth $4 billion. Well, you don't need to be hungry. Like you're eating fine.
Yep.
And that's I think the major problem with it. But we'll figure it out. I mean, the moves that he's been making recently have been pretty solid. I just don't like. I'm not a fan of the direction the NFL has taken.
Yeah, it is disturbingly in bed with casinos, which is why we have a show, or that part of our show.
That's why this part of this show. The reality is Sports Pod would have been done anyway, and it might not have been based around money-making fantasy football, but on how to beat your family and friends in fantasy football, which I am really good at, and Troy can vouch for that because I've kicked his ass a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, man, you may be good at this weekly and daily stuff, but season-long fantasy, I got your ass.
Yeah, I need to just get a chip under my belt. I've made too many finals appearances to just keep.
Dude, I don't know how you don't have one yet.
I just had bad luck.
I retired 4 years ago, and I still lead the league in championships. That's pretty cool.
I don't know what to say.
Although Candy gave me a run for the money, man. I think I played her in 2 of my 4 championships.
She's got a solid team every year.
She's awesome, man. I don't know what source she uses to draft her teams, but it's fucking elite.
She probably just doesn't overthink it.
Just goes with her gut.
I definitely do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You talked yourself out of some really good picks in the past before.
Yep. I was gonna ignore McCaffrey last year, and that was like the second best pick I made.
You should have ignored McCaffrey last year.
It worked out, but I didn't want to take him. I just forced myself to let the auto draft take him.
You just kind of have to. Yeah. There has to be some leagues or some drafts where you have that exposure, man. You can't just have a name like McCaffrey and not have it. You know what I mean?
It was great. Our league let me get McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, and Breece Hall on the same team, and Breece Hall's going in like the 5th round or something because nobody. It was just awesome. And then I got Javonte later on. Then Omar was pissed off. Like he even made a little AI image about like this dude who has like his computer and like all the stats and stuff. And like, like this is Troy, and I showed you the whole bit.
Well, Omar made me laugh because it's like, dude, you agreed to play the league knowing that this man was in it.
It's not like I've changed anything
And
the
he's
last
not
few years,
winning
bro.
either. Like, he's doing all this
And I'm
work
still
and
not
not
winning,
winning.
so
So, like, what are you really upset about, bro? That he drafted Javante? Like, what's your problem, dog? He's losing. Fuck him. Like,
whatever.
let him put all that work into taking an L, dude. Like,
Whatever.
what's his
I agree.
problem?
Yeah, I agree.
I couldn't figure.
Let me lose how I want to lose.
That's what I was. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, dude, if he's gonna do 12 hours of research to take an L, bro, let him. Like, I don't. And then I think he complained about the waiver wires the most was the issue
He was
because you
trying
were
to
up.
tell me that I was like out, and I always make more waiver wire.
So I do have a feeling that you were sitting up waiting for the waivers to clear before you made your pickups, but I don't. I don't see the problem with that. He could do it too. You know what I mean? Like.
Yep.
That's an ability that is available to everybody. Like we can all be up right when waivers clear and make our pickups.
And that's what the rest of the league said too. Like everybody was saying, well, just because you don't put in as much effort doesn't mean we need to actually introduce limits to the effort that you can put in.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? That would just mean that you wouldn't be able to participate in the league at all because you're still going to be doing all this extra
That's
research.
what I was saying. It's like, dude, look what we're talking about. We're just talking about family and friends in a football league. Like, none of this is this serious, you know? Like you didn't even pay dues anyways.
So I think that was my actual biggest issue with the entirety of the complaints. I was like, did you even pay your dues, bro?
No, it just like fucking running.
He was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, he's like, I'm not going to so long as Troy's doing this. And I was like, then shut up. Shut up. You're not paying for it. It's a free family league. Troy's putting in all this effort. He's taking an L. Make fun of him for that.
Yeah. Let me
don't shit on him for doing the work. Shit on him for losing anyway. Like
that's right.
The thing is, like, he's like the opposite of Kyler Murray. Like he watches all the film, but he's not successful at all.
It's because my legs are longer.
That's probably it. You're too tall to do what Kyler does. Yeah. It's a bad break for you, buddy.
Yeah, I'll have to figure myself out. All right, man. We'll probably do this again in a couple of days, either Sunday or Monday. But I'm coming on 0 hour here with the baby next week. So
yeah, I'll probably look in to see if maybe I have to do a little solo content that week just to kind of keep videos flowing. But
absolutely, yeah, do it. I can set you up with just sign up for like an Underdog or DraftKings account, and then we'll get you some playthroughs, and yeah, definitely draft and stuff.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Like more than anything, just to have the content free flowing, and then after the baby comes, you'll be able to make an appearance with the baby on, make all that stuff, get all that done.
Well, I'm sure there will be some time. It's got to be more about making sure everything here is completely solid, and then if Amy happens to be asleep and the baby's asleep, I might be able to pop on for like a draft. But yeah, the next 2 weeks will just be about home. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just try to keep that content flowing for sure.
Yep.
All right, man. But this is a blast, dude. I had a good time. The second draft I'm a little iffy about, but it was definitely fun while we were doing it.
Sometimes you look back on your teams halfway through the season and you're really glad you made the riskier choices because it turns out they weren't that risky in hindsight, like the Tank Dell bet we were talking about.
I don't think that was a super risk. It was a lot of the other picks that we were making that
Travis Hunter's like one report away from being the second receiver on the Jags again, or a Brian Thomas trade.
Right, exactly.
There was enough with the other guys, and there's some I wouldn't take on my own, like Cooper Kupp, but that's not to say he still can't be a meaningful 10 points when we need a gap filled and a team with a lot of question marks.
Mm-hmm.
So it could still work out. And all he needs to do is pop off week 17. And we have him on the team. And no other teams will have him because, yeah.
And that's another reason to go after guys like that is because a lot of other people are straight fading them. Like, straight fading them. And there's no reason to turn yourself off from a dude who's, been there, done that. He's had success in the league. He's had success with this team and this quarterback configuration.
It just wasn't that long ago that he was the Triple Crown winner, and it's just crazy to see how much he fell off in the last 2 years alone.
Well, I mean, the injuries played a big part in that.
Yeah.
But that's not to say, if there's a healthy Cooper Kupp on the field, I full-heartedly believe that he's going to be able to put together a 700-yard, 800-yard season.
No, I don't believe that. I think we're looking at 40 yards a game at most.
But 40 a game at most. Shit. Just differing viewpoints on him then, I guess.
Sign me up for 400 to 500 yards.
40 yards a game, if I'm doing my math right, it still puts him at 600.
Yeah, I think so. Times 17.
There's 400, then plus 4 times 7, 28, 6,800 yards off the top of my head. I might be wrong. Or 680 yards, not 6,800 yards.
Yeah, 680.
Nice. That's quick maths.
That's 2 plus 2 minus 2.
But that you literally just said what I said then. I said 700 to 800 yards.
I think 40. I think 40.
And you said 40 yards a game.
Most. I said at most. So I think that's a ceiling game.
I don't agree with you. 40 yards a game at most is pretty crazy.
I bet you he averages less than 40 a game
on the season.
Yeah.
I'm only projecting him for 700 yards. So it's if it's less than 40 yards a game, then 40 yards a game is 680. You feel me?
Yeah, and I think he'll be less than
I'm saying if Cooper Kupp is fully healthy, 700 to 800 yards. You are giving me no leeway.
I think he's none of the ceiling with almost no floor. This is my problem with Cooper Kupp.
We're talking about right now. What player is in your head right now when we're talking about Cooper Kupp? Is it the dude who was serviceable all of last season?
He's the guy that I bet on the last 5 weeks of the season.
Okay, so you're jaded. That's what the problem is.
What?
You are jaded.
No. I'm saying I bet on his success, and his
I know, and he burned you. So now you're jaded.
No, I'm not jaded. I'm just saying I bet on his ceiling outcome last year, and it was 3.5 receptions.
I don't think that receivers take those far steps back. And I think he'll have a little bit of time removed from the injury and a little bit more time working with the quarterback he's got now. And it'll result in positive things for Cooper Kupp.
We'll see.
I have noticed that you tend to be quick on the selling of players. You don't give them a comeback season. You're like, no, they had one bad year. Get the fuck out of here. You're done. You did it with Javonte Williams. You're doing it now with Cooper Kupp. There are a few other players that I can't think of off the top of my head right now because it's 2:30.
I didn't do it with Javonte because I bet on him last year. I think I
no. I'm not saying because you bet on him or anything, but I'm saying it specifically that you are a hard sell on players who have had a down year.
It just depends on the player. We'd have to talk through specific players. I don't think that's a general approach. I do think I have the tendencies more toward recency bias, like everybody does. But I wouldn't say that it's the case for every player. If they have a bad year, I'm out.
I said you're a hard sell, not this isn't Shark Tank, and for those reasons, I'm out. But you have been a hard sell on everybody who has had even a down few weeks.
I think Cooper Kupp's definitely more about an age trend. But I got to go to bed. But we can talk about recency bias and my foot and mouthing on it and all that kind of stuff.
I definitely think it has a place, but I am a firm believer in if a man has done it once and he's not that far removed from it, he can do it again.
Well, that's what makes the bets good when everybody's out on that player the year after a bad spot. And I agree, that's a great way to win money because I've done it before with McCaffrey was kind of there.
It was hard to
Derrick
bet
Henry.
on McCaffrey last year, man. It was hard to buy McCaffrey last year.
Derrick Henry's really done that to people for the last like 4 years since he had the really bad injury the season after he got like 450 carries or something. And then he had
Oh,
the
yeah.
really bad injury. Then people were out. But then every year he's just dominated people, especially in this format where the weeks 15, 16, 17 matter. Because he always gives you 30 or 40 a game when you need it most. He
Yeah.
won a few people last year the top prizes. He was on all the winning teams.
Yeah, so I think it was 2 years ago, I kinda got burned buying high on Derrick Henry, and
Yeah,
then I faded him last year just because there were more exciting players up at the top, like, I
yeah,
I bought in on CeeDee Lamb, which turned out to not be too big of a mistake,
yeah.
but I didn't know who else to be comfortable with because it was like I had a 103, I think, and, Justin Jefferson was taken as the 101, poor bastard. I forgot who the 2 was, but I roped in CD at 3, and like I was fighting hard to take Derrick Henry, but because you just knew he was going to have some success, I figured like Baltimore was going to be looking to run another 50-50 split between him and Lamar Jackson in the backfield.
Yeah.
He was going to have the highest production. Of course, all the red zone numbers. They don't have a legitimate receiver, so I legitimately thought the whole offense was going to be funneled through Derrick Henry. And then just a bit of a letdown. Just like several games that he'd full-heartedly underproduced, made me believe in him, and then he failed me. But it was okay. I still won my league last year. But it wasn't because of Derrick Henry, I'll tell you that.
No, he's huge for me in a lot of the best ball teams and stuff. But yeah, just to your overall point, that 1 year regression is a good way. It's a good opportunity in the formats that we're playing to buy yourself back in because so many people will be out. I think a lot of the specific players we were talking about though just have too much going against them. Like I can't see Cooper. Like we saw a 12 target game where he caught 6 of them. They're granted, like you were saying, it's a Patriots secondary. They're not going to go against elite cornerbacks every match, but what's Cooper Cup's actual ceiling? It's just not there anymore. It's just not. And so it just depends on the player at the end of the day. I am willing to buy back in on players that you're not, though, right? Like Daniel Jones. I'm ready for the
Daniel
Daniel
Jones
Jones
had
experience.
exactly 8 good weeks of football in his entire NFL career.
I've
one of
seen
them happened for
more
the Giants.
flashes with the Giants. I'm willing to. I want to see what he looks like in a full healthy season. I think they're going to win a playoff
We've
game
seen him in a full healthy season. It's really bad.
with these Colts.
He's not good.
Colts, with Shane Steichen.
You can wait for it all you want, but Daniel Jones is not
I've
a good.
seen it. I'm not waiting anymore. He's good. He's good.
We watched 8 good weeks of football out of a 5-year career. He's had 8 good weeks of football.
Are you leaving us, Nacho?
Yeah, because Daniel Jones is bad, dog. He's bad.
No. Go. I will never leave you. I just need to borrow some Daniel Jones.
I can't buy in on any Daniel Jones at all.
Do you not realize we've been having Daniel Jones since Easter?
But you notice the difference, though? Daniel Jones isn't like one bad year removed. He's had 8 weeks of success before he got hurt, and you're willing to think that he's going to continue that level. The recency bias is definitely playing a huge part in how you're picking teams for sure. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not faulting you. I'm not saying you're the shittiest fantasy football player ever, even though you might be.
No.
What I am saying is recency bias plays a huge part in the way you.
I'm saying there was a context shift in his career. He has a completely new situation around him, which was last year. He got hurt. And so I'm not saying
how different could the situation have been if he gets hurt and the team.
He has an offensive line and New York. He also had a running back.
Yes, okay, but how different can the situation really have been if when Daniel Jones is hurt, the team regresses to a 1-win team?
Because they chose Phillip Rivers as a backup, and Anthony Richardson isn't an answer, and neither is Riley Leonard. This is why I'm saying, like, the quarterback, like,
Dude, they won one
scarcity.
game without Daniel Jones. Like they won one game with Daniel Jones is not 8-1 to 1-8. You know what I mean?
But that does show that the situation around him is pretty good.
It showed that they had a favorable schedule to start the season.
I just think he can succeed. He's more likely to succeed in an environment like this. And I
Well, more
don't
likely to
think he's a
succeed in
quarterback.
Indianapolis than New York, sure, but likely to succeed, not very.
Well, it does point to the reasons why I think this isn't recency bias or like a recent change in the situation is why, or like I'm being short sighted here. I think there are roots to the analysis. I think there are longer term perspectives. And yeah, like at the end of the day, if all you value is evidence, then an 8 game sample size isn't going to be enough. But when
He
you're
doesn't
trying to
have
get it,
to eye
when you're
test that.
trying to skate to where the puck is going, instead of just trying to play behind it, then you have to look ahead a bit. And the
I
only way
get
to
it.
do that is to use less samples in some cases. And right
I
now
get
I've
it.
got a small sample,
But
but
Daniel
it's
Jones
because of
isn't
all the
like
other factors that change. I also didn't see him making the same mistakes that he was in New York. But again, I think he just has a better setup, better offensive line, all that kind of stuff.
I
I will
think
keep talking about this all night. I need to get to bed.
I think he's the same bum he's always been, but that's the disagreement we'll end the night on.
All right, man.
All righty, y'all, for the Rowdy Bros podcast. I am the Goo. That is the Troy. And we are out for the night.
Good night.